Welcome, misfits, to this night's episode.
Hey, guys.
Hi, of Skeptic Bible Study, God's sex laws and rules to live by. Tonight, we talk about who can we get down and dirty with, along with a giant mixed bag of rules, because why not? Everyone loves rules. Why? Exactly.
Why not?
So come join the more the better. Exactly. I think eventually we need 10 to maybe 6. 10 to maybe 600, but we're getting there too.
Yeah.
Now come join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, as we get our Leviticus on.
Guest host Gilbert gonna take over? Hey, I guess we lost Amy for a second, guys. I'm sure she'll be right back. I know that she has been running around crazy this past weekend. In case you guys haven't figured it out, in case you've been living under a rock, it's Pride Month, so there's all sorts of fun festivities going along with that. And she's been out there indulging herself in some activism and having a good time doing it. So her computer should be back on momentarily.
Woo-hoo.
Here we go.
Well, that was fun.
So you've just been enjoying yourself so much at Pride Month so far, Amy. You are,
I am Pride.
Doing some activism, fun. Yeah.
Doing some fun, exactly. Woohoo! And all right. So welcome, everyone. Don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe. Plus, if you want to see our premieres or join our live streams, hit that reminder bell icon to all. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Gilbert to explain
Our guest host.
We're about to read. I know. He's our third co-host. Exactly.
Basically, yeah, for this show.
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Back to us. Okay, here we go.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Thanks, Gilbert.
That's right. And if you'd like to become a member of our Patreon, you can at patreon.com/Amy Newman.
You get to be an inner circle atheist.
Inner circle atheist. Exactly. I had to get that pillow specifically by killing someone. I think that's how you generally get into, but also by being a Patreon. It's equivalent.
That too.
Including awesome Patreons like K.O. Champ.
She's got all her props back today, people. You guys are
That's
screwed.
right.
She's got them all.
Slowly but surely, I'm getting things in order. Boom, doo, doo. And if you want to know what just happened, like a minute ago, I realized the mic was on the floor, and then I picked the mic up. And of course, by picking the mic up and putting it in the correct spot, that knocked the USB and everything. Chaos and catastrophe. But here we are. Mwah. And okay.
Just pray to God everything keeps going steady. Pray to God.
Pray to God. Or click buttons. Clicking buttons also helps. I'm a big fan of that.
You pray first and then you click the button.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Plus the Tylenol. What does the Tylenol do with clicking buttons? We don't know. But anyway, us from the Atheist Round Table and Network Group. We are networking.
Absolutely.
Foley is always.
Are we ever networking? Our subscribers are going up. You guys, thanks a lot. You guys are doing great. We are hitting astronomical levels of subscribership, and it is going really good. So thanks.
And I will say it's only because of you guys. So thank you so very much.
Yeah,
and we're going to keep on making fun content. But not just us, but also a princess. Thank you.
Princess Diana.
Thank you very much, Diana. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Woohoo. Thank you, Diana Smith. But then, not just Diana, not just Oz and KO Champ, all the heathens in order. We have a grumpy old. You guys heard that, right? It was coming through. Check 1, 2, 3.
No, we're gonna get a copyright, a strike on our channel.
I know, dude. Yeah. It's the CIA. A grumpy old. It'll come through. It'll come in through. We'll make it fit in post-production. But thank you, Grumpy.
Thing. Yeah.
And
BitChute or something.
We are looking back in time. Thank you so very much, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
And Pat and Oz are going to be our lovely. I was going to say scapegoats, but that's not really what's the right word? Test monkeys. But we love them.
Guinea pigs.
Because guinea pigs, exactly. We just recorded Pat's first talk skeptic to me. And once I get my computer back, Oz is up on the list. And then all of the lovely people that we're talking about tonight. But also, I'm going with science. Thank you so very much, Dale.
Dale?
Mwah.
Dale Pastel.
Thank you so very much, Dale Pastel. Woohoo! And Dave Gar. Woohoo! Thank you so very much, Dave Gar. You
Can't
mean
forget
the
about Dave
world
Gar.
to us. And that's amazing. It's not flat. Look at that. What? No. Looks round.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You're triggering the flat earth.
Friggin' NASA shills. But not just Dave Gar, but the lead hyena of the pack. Thank you so very much, Scott Duke.
The real Duke.
The real Duke. The Bible says there's like 64 or 40 or something like that, but there's only one Scott Duke. And last but not least, thank you so very much, Regos. Woohoo!
Regos, thank you.
Thank you, Regos. Sending love to our Patreons. You make this content possible. However, if this is your first time in our Skeptic Bible Study, let's explain the categories so we can jump into tonight's chapters. Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes, I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptics Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the Skeptic crew?
We're already here. We already came.
Woohoo! We came. And I'll keep on sending shout outs to everyone out there in the interwebs, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. But if you want to see your specific comments, or Atheist Tube. But if you want to see your specific comments read, don't forget to tag me at Amy Newman.
It helps.
It helps. Jazz hands for 1 second.
Bless you, Amy.
Thank you so very much.
Like you got some slavery left over in your throat from Genesis.
Always a little bit of slavery left over. And with that, welcome everyone to tonight's Skeptic Bible Study. On the last episode, Flesh Runner, we talked about what to do if your flesh starts running, women start menstruating, and instructions on how to make a literal scapegoat. Ooh, bye, little guy. In this episode, what's that?
Oh, we can't forget that we did have that little teatress on what happens if, I'm sure this has never happened to you, but if a woman were to get a man's all over her face, like how you would go about handling that. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I'm glad we now have good biblical rules on what to do if that happens.
Yeah, not that. But just in case, like a worst case scenario, what happens if a woman gets covered in it head to toe? I mean,
And it is a little bit weird. You could definitely tell this book was a little bit written by men because they're like, women menstruating and bye for 7 days.
Male focus. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. All right. In this episode, God's sex laws and rules to live by.
More laws.
Yeah, I was looking. I got to find my whip. We talk about who we can get down and dirty with, along with a giant mixed bag of rules, because why not? Everyone loves rules. So,
Amen. I've never seen you be more than 1 foot away from that whip at all times.
I know. I must have fallen somewhere. Someone must have kicked it. So with that, how are you tonight, James? And are you ready to get your Leviticus on?
I am so ready. Yeah, I am so ready. Let's do it. We've been waiting all day. We had a busy week last week. We took a couple days to do some personal things, but we're back. We're back in action.
Back and better than ever. And all right, everyone, we're rolling into the book of Leviticus, chapters 18 and 19 tonight. We're in the third book of the Bible. But tonight, we start with God's sex laws. Oh, yeah, baby. We always like to start sexy.
It's going to be a sexy night.
It is going to be a sexy night.
It's going to be a sexy night. So that means we'll be like 2/3 of the way done with Leviticus by tonight.
Yes, we are almost out the other end, which is kind of crazy.
We will be well on our way into the book of Numbers next. Numbers a little bit bigger than Leviticus, but not much bigger.
A little bit bigger.
Yeah, just the tip bigger.
Just the tip. Give me 1 second. I don't have my dual monitors, so I gotta do.
We're doing shit the Stone Age style.
I'm doing shit the Stone Age style. Because I want to be able to see comments at least and say hi to people. Is that even showing up? I'm not.
I see it.
All right.
Well,
Good. Well, then I'm saying hi to everyone in chat. And with that, let's start our categories. God's sex laws. And, of course, if we're going to have God's sex laws.
Are you sharing screen? I'm getting a black screen on mine.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
How about now?
Yeah, it's better.
Better?
Okay. Thanks.
Woohoo! It doesn't like it when I share Firefox and Chrome at the same time. Don't worry, people. The great interwebs. If you don't know, my computer kind of died this week. It's in the shop, and so I'm on my lovely laptop. But next week should have either my computer up and running or a brand new computer up and running. So either one of those.
What probably happened with that was God was trying to kill you, to zap you, but he missed and he zapped your computer. So, yeah. He just missed a little bit. But,
he missed.
He missed, yeah. It happened.
And I will say, people always, I forget whose joke this was. I wonder if it's Mitch Hedberg. But people always look up. They never look down when they're trying to talk to God. Damn you, God, down there. Ugh. All right. God's sex laws.
God lives in a septic tank.
Exactly. Now, yeah. What would it be, God's sex laws, if not starting out with good helpings of sex, right? I mean, that has to be the lead.
Yeah, that's
and
going to be
have
there.
Our little breast buddy to start us off.
That is a smorgasbord on this chapter right here. You don't get that many very often.
It's a whole buffet. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's a great chapter to really set us up. So not just sex, but, oh my Lord, is the Bible being profane? Oh, I think it is, ladies and gentlemen. Those damn YouTube censors. It turns out the Bible may break them.
They'll get over it.
They'll get over it.
The Bible stands forever, yeah.
So when you watch your language, that may just mean, I guess, read the Bible, or may have to yell at the Bible. I don't know. Depends on your perspective. Oh, it's a favorite. Oh, I found my whip. That's so funny. It was on the floor. It literally was on the floor.
A foot away from you, yeah.
Not far away. That is.
Yeah. You never want to be without that thing.
No, you had it, baby. All right. They say the sex sells, but it just comes naturally. All right. Moving along. It's a fan favorite. By whose fans, I don't know.
We haven't seen this guy in a while. He hasn't came out of his hiding spot in a little bit.
I would actually say I hope it's not a fan favorite, but it just happens in the Bible. And Well, I guess not just in the Bible. I can't paint my broad brush, but it happens so often in the Bible, a little too often. But he's back in black. He's
not very tolerant.
He's not very tolerant. He's not very tolerant. No. But that's okay. It's okay. He'll learn to get tolerant, I'm sure, as he reads the Bible. I'm sure. Anyway, while you're reading the Bible, I want everyone to keep on reminding themselves to laugh. You gotta laugh. We're having a good time. Yeah. Sometimes people die, but
don't take it too seriously.
Exactly. Laugh a little.
Not like it's written by a deity, just written by Bronze Age people who didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Wait. No. I don't know. Ass or hole. Mm-hmm. I will say, though.
Ask God, let me know when you get an answer.
In fairness, an ass is a hole.
Not in the ground. I'm not even going to respond to that. Let's just leave that.
Anyway, we're just going to
I'd say edit that out, but we can't.
Before that gets filled. All right, moving along. Before I get too proud of myself.
Don't do it, Amy.
Oh my God, this is the first time. We
Don't
have
do
to.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Hogan's gonna be pissed. Don't do it. Don't do it. He'll
If you've seen
He'll start doing
our-
shows against us.
Buy one every day. Buy right here. Right here. Buy one every day.
Hogan the bear, Amy.
DrDino.com. Did you know the whale has a 15-foot moving along? I hate to do this to you, James. I didn't want to do this. This might be the first of a long-running categories, but I think the Bible might have a contradiction.
Well, not my Bible here. This one doesn't have any. I don't know what Bible you're reading. I don't know what kind of Bible you're reading, but this Bible right here, no contradictions.
No contradictions. That can't
Never
be
found
possible.
one. Never.
Look itself? Oh.
Yeah. Who contradicts themselves?
Yeah, that would be silly. Oh my. Oh my. This is another one. If you're in college, this is a good one.
Gender studies.
Yes, it's always good. I love the Bible just loves to be a fantastic feminist textbook. We're going to see it tonight, folks.
Empowering women.
Empowering women.
Yeah.
In their place, I think, below men in the Bible. But that's kind of like empowering if you don't think about it.
Yeah. They're people in most cases.
Exactly. They're like almost people.
Their heads make really good hand rests, when they're just made for holding the hand, so it's really good.
Oh, thank you, James. Holding hands. I couldn't have asked for a better transition than when I did it myself. Hands up, fingers up, because oh my goddess, could this be true? Mixed in
there somewhere.
In there, like, how to say this? A gold nugget within. If you're
a storm sewer.
Yeah, I'm trying. I think to myself, how badly do I want to ruin people that are eating during the podcast? Use your imagination what a gold nugget could be in. And that is the goodness that is about to be in here. There could be something.
You've only got that like 3 or 4 times the entire Bible so far.
It's true. We could have taken, I think, the entire first book out. We could have just yeeted it.
I don't think we saw it at all in Genesis. No, nothing.
Yes. Now, I know that sets up, like, story-wise, a lot if we were to throw out the first chapter. But just as far as good advice goes, all right. But why ruin the parade, okay? Let's see. I'm excited for it. Let's not ruin the parade. All right, moving along.
The Super Stripe Parade Month.
I know.
Pride Month.
It's great to do it here on Pride Month. I mean, this is a whole buffet.
For the Super Straight.
For the Super Straight, or as some people call it, what do they call it? They had a name for it. Straight. No. Anyway, I love everybody. Speaking of loving everybody, the Bible, or at least me, when it comes to it, sounds gay. I guess I'm in.
It's gay?
And so is the Bible in this chapter. And our last but not least, I mean, it's been a lot of fun, but we're finishing it off. At least this chapter is just categories with some injustice. Boop,
okay.
Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. All right. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. Almost 30 minutes in just to get through that.
God's sex laws. So sexy. And the Lord Bob spat onto Moses.
I'm getting black again on my end.
You're getting black? Dude. You see it? I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this.
Yep.
And the Lord Bob spat onto our good friend, Charlton Heston. He's been kind of writing a lot of stuff lately.
Oh, has he?
Oh, has he? He's just been sitting there kind of like, huh? Just writing. Just laws.
While Bob Larson is just dictating to him.
Exactly. Amazing. The wisdom we've been hearing in the past few chapters. Saying, speak unto the children of Israel Shmishrael, and say unto them, I am the Lord Bob, your God after the doings of the land of New York, wherein ye dwell and shall not do, and after the doings of the land of, can I not? Whether I bring you, which we haven't talked about in a while. They've been far back.
Can I not? Yeah.
Can I not? Yeah, they've been kind of just chilling for a little while. I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord, your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes, kind of like the ones in Doctor Who. Not actually. That's kind of more fun. And my judgments. It's always good when gods are judging you. Which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord, Bob. So what did they just say? God said to Moses, say to the Israelites, I am the Lord, your God. Don't behave like the Egyptians or the Canaanites. Don't behave like your neighbors. This always goes well when we start making the ins and the outs. Everybody loves that. And don't obey their laws. Do what I tell you to do and obey my laws. I am your God. Specifically your God.
Your
hint,
God.
hint, as if there were other gods. Hint, hint.
No, of course not.
What? Never. None
Got
of
it?
you shall pass or approach to any of that is near kin to him to uncover their
I got black
nakedness.
again on my end.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh this is going to be
screen.
fun. Hold
Yeah.
on. Do. And I will say, I think what I need to do next is start to head over and give you keys on half of this so you can show comments, because I can't see comments right now. But I love all of you in chat. None of you shall
None of
approach
them?
to any. None.
Not even Aaron Ra?
Not even Aaron Ra. And you know, that is still crazy. That he killed Aaron Ra's sons in front of them. That was still a moment for me. That there are certain moments in the Bible that are like, I don't know what to call them, like core memories, because there's a lot of shit in the Bible. One of them is just how cruel the story of Moses is. It just seemed
Hardening Pharaoh's heart.
Yeah, it just seemed
punishing the people over and over again.
Yeah, punishing random people that just didn't have anything to do with it. Really going out of his way to making sure that it was him. It's like, no, I'm the one hardening his heart. I'm not fucking around here. And
there was. Remember the guy who pulled out a little bit too soon from the girl and then God killed him.
Yeah, that's another. Those are moments where they're hard to explain to people outside of context. They feel like fedora moments, because if you bring them up to the Christians or Jews, they're like, you're probably reading some obscure thing.
Right.
And it's like, look, dude, they spent 3 paragraphs on why shellfish is an abomination. Like, they went into high detail on why shellfish is an abomination.
They said it like 4 or 5 different times in different ways that they described it. How much God hates it.
So it just seems odd what the Christians and Jews seem to focus on.
Like, Aaron Ra, God's like, so, Aaron Ra, how do you like your 4 sons? He's like, well, you used to have 4 sons. And you don't anymore.
And that has really no explanation except for a strange fire. they put a strange fire in front of God, and God was like, yo, about that. And there was probably a big visual effects moment. And two of the sons that had not been named until that chapter were just gone. And like in true horror movie fashion, Moses turned to Aaron Ra and was like, don't speak. God.
Don't complain about it, or he'll kill your other two kids too.
Once again, that's the good guy. That's the guy who can do no wrong. Okay.
But how'd you like to spend forever worshiping him and telling him how great he is? God, I love you. God, you're so great. You're the best God ever. You're amazing. You're wonderful. I love you so much. Doesn't that sound like the best thing in the world to do all day? And you can spend eternity doing nothing but that. And you won't be tempted to drink a beer or to watch gay porn or do anything else, because God will take all that away, because at the end of the day, free will just wasn't that important anyway.
I know. What about free will? The funny thing about free will, it's hard for it to be free when you're drowning, if you think about it. Oh, silly humans.
Yeah, they should have evolved lungs quick.
That's true. Should have evolved lungs. That's how that works.
Or gills. Evolved gills. Yeah, there you go. Evolved
or to
gills,
fly.
Bitch.
They should have evolved to fly.
That's like the bunnies running from the coyotes. Just why didn't any of them evolved wings? And got a black screen again.
Though if you disagree with us, I will say at the end of our chapters tonight, come to our open mic. That's what she said.
Come in,
and you will get to say where we got it wrong, where we got all of these, it's the interpretation. You got to understand the context, James. Once you understand the context, killing Aaron's sons actually makes a lot of sense. Do you want strange fire near you?
It was an act of mercy. He had to kill them, or it would have been worse for them if he didn't kill them. You see? There you go.
It would have spread the strange fire. And then who knows? He was loving. And all right, let's see where that love takes us tonight. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Oh, Bob.
Is that peeping Toms?
It seems so. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shall thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thy nakedness of thy father's wife thou shalt not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. I'm glad that they're going to go into this chapter, because I feel like if they didn't tell us, how the hell are we supposed to? The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness.
Went black again.
I have to tap into the matrix. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for thine's is thine own nakedness. Thy nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. I mean, seems like
you could just say anyone in your family you don't want to see.
Yeah, I feel like this could have been exactly. It just should have said, "Thou shalt not have sex with your family." Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thou shalt not.
Black screen.
Matrix. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. The
Aunt.
your father's sister. Yes. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is
Also
thy
your aunt?
mother's near kinswoman. Don't have sex with your mother's sister. Cover both aunts. Okay. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. They shall not approach to this wife. She is thine aunt. Don't have sex with your father's brother. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover
Black
the
screen.
nakedness. Matrix. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness. By the way, they are making another Matrix movie. I'm very excited.
Really? With Keanu Reeves?
Yes. Yes. Wow. With Keanu Reeves. It's
been like over 10 years.
Indeed.
It's been a long
gonna
time, yeah.
He died in the last movie, so they're going to do like a Marvel. No one truly dies. That this is a saying as old as time in science fiction or fantasy. So it may be a different Neo, but a new same Neo. Or
wait, let me guess.
They'll figure something out.
They were in the real Matrix the whole time. They only thought they freed themselves, but they were really still hooked up.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
They were brains in a vat the whole time.
I love the Matrix, but it causes so much problems just because all of I'm trying to think more like the presuppositionalist apologetics love to attach on to that line of thinking of how do you even know you're a brain in the vat?
Right.
Well, I will just say the robots in the Matrix, they would totally not do what they did in the Matrix. It's cool. It makes a lot of sense if you value humans, but if you value power, they would have conquered the humans. They would have been like done and file delete, and we just get energy from other sources.
I think it violates thermodynamics because you could never get more energy out of a human than you would have to put into it.
So and they give a reason. Yeah. They set up. They took out.
They're using energy from the
but there's other
from the
ways.
Humans to generate energy, but you have to put energy in to keep people alive.
Yes. And you can just do nuclear reactors and all sorts of other things. But bringing us back, we can't help it too. Going back in and out of the Matrix here tonight. It's fantastic. If it keeps on doing this, I may just try and do maybe just 2 different Chrome browsers. I was trying to have it one and the other, but I can't go on the other one anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It's blacked out still.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Here we go. We'll go. Give me 1 second here. I am going to just bring it up.
DarthDawkins.com.
DarthDawkins.com.
Or Debunk, the website. Darth Dawkins Debunk, the website.
And what?
Focus.
Focus. I am bringing it back up here. And all right, let me stop sharing. Let me start sharing.
Start share.
Over here. Start share. Do.
Newman.
Do. I can't not finish that when I start saying that. So here we are. Save the day. Skeptics annotated Bible away. All right, we're in sex laws. Don't do the naughty with your family. I'm not saying that's bad laws. That's probably good things. You don't have sex with your family. I'm not saying go full Alabama. But once again, I feel like we could have figured this out without a book. But we're not killing people, so I shouldn't complain too much. Shouldn't complain, once again, when people aren't dying. What number where we were doing this? I think 17?
Probably 17, yeah, I think. Not in focus. It's hard to...
Oh, really? Well, how about...
Yeah.
How about now?
That's better, yeah. That's better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're having fun tonight. On the fly.
So in case you haven't heard, don't have sex with your mother. Don't have sex with your father. Don't have sex with your kids.
Yes.
brothers, uncles. Don't have sex with your family members. It's better to avoid that.
Our podcast can endorse all of those. I don't think. And once again, to do a wrapping, don't have sex with your family. And yeah. Oh, Kitty wants to get in.
I mean, I guess it's kind of important that they bring that up because this is the same book that does talk about that. Remember that whole Garden of Eden thing, Amy, when it was just one man and woman having kids, and then their kids had to marry people who were also their kids, but it was okay back then because God made it so that the genetics would not be harmed by their inbreeding like it would be today. So don't worry about it. It's good. It's fine. God said it's okay. It's good. Don't worry about it.
Biblical inbreeding.
Biblical incest is okay.
That they say that they outlaw incest now. Where was the outlawing incest when they were doing a whole bunch of incest? And okay. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman, her daughter, neither shall thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. Don't get Games of Thrones, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. Bad. Thou shalt take a wife to her sister. Neither shall thou take a wife to her sister to vex her. I feel so vexed. To uncover her nakedness. Oh my. Once again, we said there was going to be a lot of sex tonight. There seems to be. Besides the other in her lifetime. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally, oh my, with thy neighbor's, how you doing, neighbor, wife, to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of the seed pass through the fire of Moloch, neither through profane. Just make it. Moreover, thou shalt not carny of thy neighbors to defile with herself, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed, oh my, pass through the fire to Moloch. Also, who's Moloch? Is that another god?
It is another god. Yeah.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord, Bob.
Now, if you remember back, Amy, from our Bob Larson alien and witchcraft demons, in that video, that exorcism, Moloch was the manager of the UFO demons in that episode.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
really?
Moloch was, he was in charge of the UFO demons that she had inside her. He was the head honcho of those. So, yeah.
I want you to know how happy that sentence makes me. And okay, thank you, Moloch.
Yeah.
Really? And
he was depicted as an owl, I think. If you get into the conspiracy shit, like the Bohemian Grove thing, they say that's Moloch, that large stone owl that they do their fake sacrifices in front of. So they claim that they're worshiping Moloch out there.
That is kind of cool that God has a rival.
Yeah, he does have rivals. Baal, Moloch, Yeah. I mean, like we've said before, what would Superman be without Lex Luthor just flying around when there's no bad guy to stop or nothing wrong, nothing bad's going to happen? That would be pretty boring, wouldn't it be?
Exactly. You gotta have a Superman with a Lex Luthor. You can't.
You gotta have a villain.
You can't have a Batman without a Joker. It's gotta.
Yeah.
And wow, don't burn your children as a sacrifice to Moloch. I feel like once again, I should have known not to burn my children to death. The interesting part of this section, I guess a paragraph, is that he's giving a shout out to Moloch.
Name checking
All
other
right,
gods.
name checking other gods, which once again seem to be real in the Bible. Oh my, this is it. This is it, ladies and
Here
gentlemen.
we go.
This has caused us so much frickin' strife. Oh my, almost Jesus.
And
But that
it's
comes in
amazing that it's
chapter
Pride
2.
Month. It's amazing. It's Pride Month, and here we
Yeah,
are.
Here we are,
We're
ladies and
looking
gentlemen.
at the belly of the beast.
Oh my Lord. And you can't edit it. You can't edit it. And a lot, a lot of people say the oldness of it and the fact that you can't edit it are the good parts. That's what makes it good. But instead, sections like this just get people dead. There's no way to liberalize that without cognitive dissonance. Just not looking at it. I mean, I love my liberal and metaphorical theists, and you will be the ones to change and reform religion. That being said, as much as I love you, this shit got a lot of people dead. A lot of people dead for many years.
Think about how many times Fred Phelps read that sentence aloud to people. Like how many thousands and thousands of times that come off of his lips in his 80-some years on the planet Earth.
Yeah. So and that's the other thing, when it's not getting people physically harmed, it also just has residual cultural effects.
Yeah.
But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that caused us so much strife. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. Sometimes I skip the annotations because it's hard to think of what an interpretation of that would be. It just seems so obvious. Once again, I could read the annotation, but it seem...
It's obvious.
I mean, sometimes the Bible is very vague about things. Don't have sex
Sometimes
with
it's
another
clear.
man. Sometimes it just seems like they're very clear about what they want you to do.
A lot of times they'll dance around something for paragraphs if they don't want us to come out directly and say it. They'll dance around, but right here they have no problem going right to the point.
Yep. Don't have sex with another man like you would with a woman. It's an abomination, and that word always seems to stick out.
Abomination. Like trying to describe something that's so bad, just saying it's bad is just doesn't do it justice to how terrible it is in the eyes of God.
It is truly an abomination, almost like
shrimp.
I don't know if sins have top level sins, but this seems to.
It would be right next to eating shrimp.
Yeah, which is funny. Once again, 3. That's so funny. I love animals. My kitty's going, well, there were windows behind that one because I'm so used to putting one over there, but there's nothing behind there, baby. Nothing behind there. But I love my moonlight. Shout out to Moonlight. And all right. Oh, that's so funny. Once again, the Bible does the transition for me. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is a confusion. It is a confusion.
Confusion, yeah.
Once again, you should not have sex with children or animals because they cannot consent and it does mental and physical harm to them. I don't know what it is a confusion is. I don't know what an abomination is.
Maybe if you're so drunk or whatever, you don't realize that you've just got in bed with a cow. I don't know. You're confused. Maybe you think you are a cow. Shout out to our furry friends. But
Well, yeah. I love all of our. I'll let her call. I wonder, is there anyone out there? Shout out to all of our.
Dodge something later.
Yeah. Well, we'll go to our open mic later, and then I'll then be able to see comments again and see all of you lovely people, either in chat, but also just watching, having popcorn. We're sending love to you too. Sending love to everybody.
Committing abominations,
Exactly. Let me take a drink. One more second. Doing jazz hands.
Got some abomination in your throat there.
Abomination in my throat. We haven't talked about slavery in a while. The first few books, they were talking about it way too much for me being comfortable with, especially for how much those aren't the passages that atheists tend to talk about. It was just like a cultural, what we do with our slaves. They don't even get to the mean stuff until later.
Something about putting them in a pit. Something about that.
The pit started a whole bad stuff. That started that whole Joseph and the magic color dreamcoat thing, which I didn't know that's how that started. But the fun you learn by reading the Bible. Okay, don't have sex with family. Don't have sex with kids and animals. We're on board that. I feel like that could have been a lot shorter.
Right.
Sure, defile. Though, let me put that in there. One of these that's not the other, don't have gay sex. Not like any of the other stuff we were talking about.
No.
Now you see why they include it, though. Now you see why
it's in there.
Because
right
it's
in there
in the same chapter.
With incest and bestiality, they lump it all together.
The most horrible crimes against humanity, and they're just like, let's just shove being gay in there. So, I mean,
it's gross. It's icky. God saw what they were doing with their pee-pees. He didn't like it. He got mad. He had to kill them all.
Even though he cares a lot about their clothing and who they have sex with, he's just a fashionista. But no gay people. No gay people.
He's super straight. He is a super straight deity, right?
Oh, my Lord. One of these days, it's just going to be like, we'll get through that. It's just going to be like a year or two, and then that'll be through the pipeline. Exactly. Adding the word super, it doesn't add clarity. It's already... you could tell that's a bullshit word when you gotta supersize your fries. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, and the land is defiled. Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. We got that. Therefore I do visit the iniquity, therefore upon it. And the land itself, which isn't going for such a good price out here, vomiteth out of her inhabitants. Okay, this is one where we do need to read. I'm sorry, what? Don't do any of these things. I got that. What's with the other nations? Of course, got to separate ourselves out. The ones that I cast out before you. If you do any of these things, the land is defiled, and it will vomit it out its inhabitants. Okay. Makes sense. That sounds a little Disney-esque, but evil. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes, not the ones that are building, but the less boring, we're writing them down statutes, and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own fire nation, nor any stranger danger that sojourneth among you. Keep my statutes and don't commit any of these abominations. Yeah, we got that part. For all of these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. That the land spew, oh goddess, say it, don't spray it, but thank you, land. Not you out also when ye defile it. And as it spewed out the nations that were before you. I'm sorry, what? Don't make the land vomit you out like it did to the other people who lived here before you. Isn't that a veiled threat?
But it's an empty threat, so it doesn't matter. There you go.
I guess so.
It's an empty threat.
For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls. Oh my God, they're collecting soul gems. That commit them shall be, hold on.
The soul taker, soup talker.
Yeah, suit talker. Yeah, actually, I really don't feel like a knife will do. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Cutting people out.
Oh.
Here we go.
I thought you were going to come back with like a full-blown samurai sword or something like that.
That was, first of all, James, those people are dorks, first of all. And I can't even imagine that shit.
What, having a samurai sword?
All right, we got this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. We're cutting people out of our land. Woohoo tribalism, everyone.
Woo!
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, lady. Oh, nope. Oh, yep. And your children. Oh, it's sad, but God, he told me. And okay, there we go. It's amazing what you can do with weapons.
Yeah, I know.
Amazing. And all right, we are. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if it hits a full moonlight, I do become Carrot Top. So be careful.
It's a full moon every night.
It's true. It's true. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. We'll be okay. Anyway,
It's gonna be okay. Daddy Trump will be there shortly.
he'll be here. He'll be here. He'll be the best. Be
He
the
will
best.
never take you to the promised land.
Some people never. Promised land, touch me. Show me on the doll. All right, moving along. For all the abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. I like how that looks like a winky face. I know it's not supposed to be, but defiled, baby. Wink, wink.
Defiled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The land spew.
Archaic form of an emoji. It's like a
Exactly.
pre-emoji.
Pre-emoji. God had this really fun way of sending emojis. He was like, boom, you're dead. And everyone was like,
But
so,
the look you had on your face after you was the emoji. So if you had a wink on your face or a smile or a sad face, yeah.
And to be honest with you,
that was how God would send the emoji.
Aaron and Moses, I mean, they're Yahweh world champions. They have been surviving him pretty well. So shout out to them for surviving Saw. I mean, what is this, book 3? Shout out for surviving till book 3 so far. Good job, guys. You're doing good.
Well, to be fair, they weren't in book 1 or 2, but yeah. Well, actually, they were in book 2, but
exactly.
Not
Not the
the whole book,
whole book. But we're moving. They're not the pharaohs, Pharaoh Bling Bling 1, 2, or 3, who didn't have names. But
I mean, Aaron Ra's kids got names. He only named 2 of them just right before he killed 2 of them.
yes, actually, I think the others got names, but it wasn't until they died that they really got names at all.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Hey, look, you got the other 2. What are you complaining about?" Or however many. I think he had 2 or 3.
I didn't kill them all. I mean, come on.
I didn't kill them all. We'll be fine. Exactly. Walk it off. You haven't seen me kill people before, especially your sons. It's an honor. For all these abominations, the men of the land done, which were before your land is defiled, Let the land spew not you out also, where you defile it as spewed out. Okay, wait. For you, for whatsoever, a spewing, whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the soul keepers, that shall, oh, that's right, cut. We cut everyone out from among the people. Therefore, ye shall keep mine ordinance, or bad things will apparently happen, that ye commit not any of these abominable snowmans of customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord God, Bob, your goddess Odd. Bob Larson. So keep my laws and don't commit any of these abominations like those who are before you, so you don't defile yourself. I am the Lord God. Whew.
We made it.
We made it.
Barely.
My lordy. I mean,
barely, but we made it.
And like they said, some good stuff among some horrible stuff. But that's more in our...
Yep. So like I said, incest, don't do it. Bestiality, don't do it. That makes sense. But as far as don't be gay, totally different.
Yeah, that seems a little bit like out of one of these doesn't belong. Don't worry, guys. We're just going to kill all of the. Well, we're gonna put all the people in jail that have sex with animals and have sex with children and the gays. I'm sorry. What was the last one? Just criminals. Criminals. We're just arresting criminals.
Yeah, they're all bad guys. They're all criminals.
Yeah, they're all bad guys. Exactly. And then you wonder where these laws come from. Thousands of years.
And anyway, then the metaphorical theists who will say, well, that God he was talking about don't rape kids. That was what he meant. And they just mistranslated into the whole with the gay thing. And like, well, if that's what God meant, he could have made it a lot more clear that that's what he meant, because that little slip up, if that's true, caused how many people to be killed over the years for nothing?
Exactly. And the witches thing, whoopsie.
Yeah. They'll say, that just meant don't poison somebody. That's all that was talking about. It didn't mean that God's not worried about witchcraft. He's not thinking women are going to be flying around on brooms. We know that doesn't happen. You never kill somebody for something like that when it's not going to hurt anybody anyway.
Exactly.
You did.
And it did for thousands of years. And as late as, I mean, I remember Don't Ask, Don't Tell growing up, and that was considered the liberal position when I was growing up. So
in the 90s, when Clinton brought that in, that was a liberal position. They said, because you're allowing them to serve, they just have to stay in the closet,
Just don't say who you are as a human being. You'll be fine. Go serve your country.
So if anybody asks why you don't have a girlfriend, I'm asexual, but I'm super straight. I'm just not. Yeah.
Super straight.
I'm super straight.
I know.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Just not with any women right now.
Exactly. And actually, once again, I'm not dissing. Always dissing on the leaders here, who are the cowards, not dissing on the military. Who,
no.
Thank you for going out and doing the shit that politicians get you involved in. So sending love out to them, but holy moly, I don't know where that would come from without religion. It's just one of those reminders that I don't
you would never get
there.
Yeah. No. I mean, they used to be. You don't have to go far back, the 1800s, where it was a capital offense. You would have naval trials where there were reports of that going on in ship-wide, and the ship would get into port. The captain would say, we got some gay stuff going on here, and the Admiralty would send the investigators in. They'd start interviewing people. A couple of months later, the nooses would be hung up, and they cut deals with who they want to cut deals with, and the ones they didn't want to cut deals with were hung on the yardarm.
And a lot of the, I mean, you want to serve your country, but a big benefit of that is you get training or college in something to go on and do afterwards, and the threat of losing basically all of that because you can't fight being gay, and so just putting that on the chopping block. But we're over that. We're over that. But it could. This is where it comes from. That's why we're pining on it. Once again, thank you to the metaphorical and liberal theists who help push for change. We're not shitting on you for that.
Right.
Thank you for being our allies. It's just, once again, a mixed bag. You got to walk over the crap to get to the good parts. Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, moving to the book of Leviticus, chapter 19. We're going to get through this chapter, and then if you disagree with us, if you agree with us, you're going to be able to say so, because we're going to move on to the open mic portion of our Skeptic Bible study. We're having fun tonight. We're almost through the end of the book of Leviticus.
Amy, that cat has no thoughts in her mind because he does not have language. Therefore, you need language to have any thoughts, Amy.
Exactly. How could you transmit data?
Well, that cat does not have language. All they say, Amy, meow, meow. There's no syntax in meow, meow, meow.
That almost sounded like an avant-garde like shampoo commercial. I am just a cat, but I need conditioner. Meow, meow, meow. But moving along.
Shout out to Tangelo.
I know. We love Tangelo. We're just doing a role play. Oh, man. Having fun here. If you just joined us, we are reading the book of Leviticus, chapter 19. A bunch of atheist skeptics reading the Bible and literally, James, can we really read it literally? Honestly, if you're reading it literally, can you really take it literally? Wait, hold on.
I mean, you have to read it literally, but how you take it, I guess, is up to you.
I know. Hold on, let me.
You doing the mental gymnastics?
I was about to get ready to do mental gymnastics, but you got me hungry. Hold on.
Well, it's usually better to just pour your brain into a blender, Amy, and then put that on high for about a minute, and then just pour your brain back into your skull. And you'll understand things a lot better after that. You'll be a Christian after that, actually.
But I love to cook with Yahweh. That's my favorite.
Oh, does she ever? Does she ever? Wait till we get to the book of Ezekiel. He's got a nice recipe in there for you, Amy.
Oh my, does he?
He's got
Though I will say
it'll really give Amy a very sweet, savory aroma in your place there. You'll wake up and it'll just it'll be. Yeah.
That's hot. Though I will say, don't you frickin' leaven that bread. I see you leaven that bread rises.
I mean, sometimes. We have seen one verse where he allowed leaven in the bread.
Single verse in the entire Bible. Yeah. I had
one verse where he allowed it.
I had
double check
it.
Now that was probably a mistranslation in there.
Yeah, how could they let the bread leaven?
Yeah, I mean that seems like a mistranslation.
The Yahweh letting the bread rise. Do we really let bread rise? Come on.
I don't know why you would. Exactly. Does Paula Deen let bread rise?
No. Would Paula? No, exactly. We also have to deep fry everything. Exactly.
Would Gordon Ramsay let bread rise? No.
Yes.
Oh. In Hell's Kitchen.
In Hell's Kitchen. Though I need to have my what's it called? I need to have my hell's passport. We haven't gotten
Our
to the
time
book
shares.
of the damned yet, because there technically isn't a hell, because that only comes in with Christianity and Islam. Funnily enough, funnily is a word now. But Yahweh seems to be a dick enough for everybody. So while you're living, you better not. Yahweh's gonna rip you apart.
Hey,
Hey,
if he wants to.
if he wants to. That's right. If he wants to. And with that, we're getting into our chapters. Now, I think this is actually my first time doing this category, and I hate to do it. Right? Hold on. Let me check the glitch in the Matrix. Yep. Glitch fixed. All right. I think this is our first time actually.
No, Amy, I can't hear you.
Oh. Testing.
You're not coming. Amy.
Uh-oh.
Amy.
I know.
Amy, hello.
I hate to do it to
we
you,
lost
James.
her. We lost her, folks. So anyway, since we lost Amy, what else can we talk about tonight? We lost Amy.
It's such a shame. But
Amy,
are we
were
back?
just getting ready to move into chapter 19. Yeah,
I know.
Right on verse 1. Right on verse 1. It says, what?
It says, I know, right here. It says laugh. Right? There's nothing.
Yeah, the laugh, and then the injustice. Yeah,
and then injustice. Exactly. There could never be a contradiction in the Bible.
Amy, what are you talking about?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Exactly.
I mean, the Bible is super concise. It is super contradiction free.
Exactly. I could never imagine that. And honestly, I've never seen a contradiction in the Bible so far. So I feel like I have to see it just to verify. So with that said, God's Sabbaths and the shelf life of dun dun dun. Time for more sacrifice. But not my poor myth. And the Lord spake unto Charlton Heston, saying, speak unto the congregation. Yeah, you should probably talk with them, because I've been talking with you for what seems like a year now. The children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord Bob, your goddess Odd, am holy. Oh my. How holy are you? About 3/4.
Holy as a box of Swiss cheese, a whole case.
A whole case.
Whole case of Swiss cheese.
Whole case. Ye shall fear every man, his mother, and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord, Bob, your goddess, Odd. God said to Moses, or Bob Larson, say to all the Israelites, be holy, because I am holy. Wow. That's a nice tautology.
Be a dick, because I'm a dick.
Yeah. Fear your mother and father. Keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord, your God. I feel like if you have to say it over and over, it may not be true. I'm just putting that out there.
You mean like a guy who's running around telling everybody how super straight he is every 5 minutes? Like, I am the straightest. You don't understand.
I
am super straight.
Turn ye onto idols. Oh, baby. Turn me on to them? Or turn ye not onto idols. Oh, okay. Not make to yourselves molten gods. Like Ragnarok and from World of Warcraft. I am the Lord, Bob, your goddess, Odd. Don't turn your idols or make molten gods, even though that would be way cooler. I am the Lord your God. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings, which is always what you want to hear at a sacrifice. It's going to be a peace offering. Oh, really? What kind of peace offering? Funny you ask about that. It's
funny, Mo.
Yeah, funny you ask. It's going to be
you got another viewer here, Amy. Came on to see what was going on here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. What, Mo? We're doing our Bible study.
It's okay. I understand.
We're doing our Bible.
And okay, it's about to escalate for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And on the morrow, and if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. This is how it happened.
We do it?
When the Fire Nation attacked. Everything was fine. And then they, goddamn.
Call the fire department.
Then the Fire Nation attacked, and then the fire department had to fix it, I guess. And if be beaten at all on the third day, it is an abominable snowman. It shall not be accepted. We only take cash. No check or card.
IOUs?
No IOUs. No. Okay, fine. We barter. We'll barter. Here we go. Therefore, everyone that eateth shall bear his iniquity before he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord Bob, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Anyone who eats it the third
How long will
day,
100 foreskins get me?
that'll get you about a day and a half.
Okay. That's all I got.
I know. Foreskins have just been throwing at us every which way these days. I can't help it. It used to be worth, 2 foreskins used to buy you a glass of milk. It's been a hard economy. Anyone who eats on the third day has profaned my holy thing, kinky. He will cut off from his pimple. Everyone loves the tribalism and the racism. The Bible seems to love to endorse. But tribalism, racism, your Bible. What? Yeah.
They're not bad people just because they're different, Amy. God's saying they're not bad. They're just different from us. I mean,
they're just different. Exactly. It just says very specifically,
they're people too,
as the Israelites, that you shouldn't be next to the Egyptians and the Canaanites. But besides that, it's completely fine.
Doesn't say they're not human or that they're, lesser. They're just not compatible.
Jazz hands. All right.
Praise God.
Praise God. All right. Where were we? It shall be eaten. Peace offerings. I was rambling about peace offerings being a sacrifice.
I haven't seen a breast offering.
Yeah, breast offering. Breast the chicken, baby. Unto the Lord Bob, ye shall offer it at your own will. Free will? It actually doesn't say the words free will. It just says will, which is what I say. So, Christians.
That implies.
Well, I don't know. I guess they could say it. I believe in will. I don't believe in free will. And I guess shout out to the Calvinists. All right. Anyway.
Funny, his name is Will. That's got to be a.
I know.
Be a assumed name. That's not a birth name.
Now I just want to, and I'm so sorry, Will, because this has nothing to do. It's just I want to see like a Free Willy poster, but it's Will for no reason. But it would just complete the cycle for me. Free Willy, but I don't believe in free will. It doesn't matter. It'll sell copies. God damn it, sell copies.
The Free Willy Bible.
Exactly. He gets away in the end. He'll be okay. And if eaten on the third day, it is abominable. Oh, wait, did I sacrament? Yes. And this shall not be accepted. Did I read burnt in the fire? I get so excited. I think I did with Fire Nations.
They're all the same. Yeah.
Yes, well, it is redundantly redundant, but sometimes it's me because I get so excited. Other times it's redundantly redundant and like walking in a forest
You
of
know, you
words.
get so excited and a little bit comes out in your shorts, and then we have to wash them according to the Bible.
Exactly. Therefore, everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing. You gotta hallow it yourself. Of the Lord Bob, and that shall be cut off from among his people. Anyone? So wait, hold on.
Cut off.
If you offer me peace offerings, it should be at your own will. Eat the sacrifice on the same day as you offer it, or on the next day. Burn any of the remains on the third day. If you eat any on the third day, it is abominable, and I won't accept it. Anyone who eats it on the third day has profaned my holy thing. He will be cut off from his people.
You profaned his holy thing, Amy.
Profaned his holy thing. And all right. Oh, my lordy. We're doing it again. In between. Some horrible and some good. We have
we have the
another
thumbs up.
chunk of good.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? James and I are going to call it out. We're going to say it right here on our Bible study. We're not skipping. We're reading every line from cover to cover.
Well, that's what Gilbert said, didn't he?
And the funny thing is, we turn the page, we wash our hands. And then we turn the page, and God damn it, we wash our hands. We do
like a menstruating woman, and then you're not clean for 7 days or whatnot. You know?
Exactly. I try and menstruate, just like I try and get pregnant. I'm not sure how. Don't think about those logistics or the words that I just said, but it happens.
But you know what? You know, Amy, you just keep trying as hard as you can. Maybe eventually it'll happen.
Exactly.
God will make a way.
Maybe if I pray for it. There we go. And okay, we're coming to some good rules. Oh my goddess. I hate to do this because this might actually be the first time that we've run across this.
The thumbs up? No, we just had a thumbs up. We had one just the chapter before, yeah. So no, we've had that before. It's not. It doesn't come up a lot, but it's not something that we've never had brought up.
That is true, and I feel like
what's wrong with
is that the only category that we have?
I mean, on my screen, that's all I see. I don't see anything else. Gizmo, do you see anything up there, Mo?
That's amazing.
Oh,
I hate
Gizmo's leaving.
This, but I think there might be a contradiction in the Bible. I don't know.
That can't be.
That can't be. That would be our first time.
That's got to be a mistake. That's got to be a mistake.
I feel like, and this is the first time I'm saying this, I feel like I would have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, it's probably a mistake, or
probably a mistake.
An atheist taking something too literal, or not literal enough, or doing some type of butchering to the text.
Exactly. This is just you silly atheist. You looking at these literal interpretations. So, some good rules and a few contradictions, ladies and gentlemen. And when ye reap the harvest of your land. Oh, I get land. Is it like Minecraft? Thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field. It is like Minecraft. Cool. Neither shalt thou gather the cleanings of thy forest. Harvest and forest. You pick. It's like your pick your own adventure. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard. Oh, now we're talking. Neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard, that thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord Bob, your goddess odd.
So leave a few of them for the poor. Doesn't say how many. Just
When you
leave some
gather
of
your
them.
harvest, your crops, leave some unharvested in the corners of your field. And don't gather every grape from your vineyard. Leave some for the poor and for strangers. Go, ladies and gentlemen. Doom, doom, doom.
Socialism in the Bible.
Socialism. That's true. Let's not focus on that part. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. Don't steal or lie.
Okay.
Okay. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely. What happens if we do? Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am Bob. I am the Lord. I did that backwards.
I am Bob Larson.
I am Bob Larson. Though profane the name of thy God Assad, I am the Lord Bob. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the gears turning. Don't swear my name falsely or profane my name. I am the Lord. This whole thing was saying my name in vain. We were doing so good, Yahweh.
Remember, Amy, his name is holy. Be ye holy because he is holy. Yeah. Don't forget that.
Which makes the concept of Yahweh funny. The whole thing about saying the word Yahweh is that we're not supposed to say it.
His real name.
It has no vowels.
I don't even think that's his real name.
Exactly. I think that
they took letters out that we don't know.
But it's just funny, just all these things they do and all the religions have their version of it, but just like not having O and God and all this stuff like that.
The G/D.
That'll make them happy. It's how you get the true happiness from God.
No pictures of anything anywhere on Earth.
Yeah, no pictures.
That is a valid reading of it. Nothing, no images of basically anything. Yeah.
And is that why a lot of the Muslims get upset when you draw Muhammad? Well, I guess Muhammad is just sacred, and that's why I just hate that notion anyway. I just hate. It doesn't matter which prophet. I don't like pissing people off purposely, but I am one of those people. I got to fight that urge. I just hate being told not to do. And it's just a weird concept that a God would need you not to paint them. Like, it just seems so human. It seems like such a king thing to do. Like, it just...
I think if you've ever seen like super Orthodox Jews, I think a lot of times their pictures, they'll have the faces like blocked out. They won't have they'll have the images, but it won't show a face because they don't want anybody to worship that image. So it'll just be a very blah, vague image. They don't want anyone to worship it instead of worshiping God.
It's almost like they're trying to cheat, though. I mean, they're trying to work. It's just like the Amish that do all that stuff to try and make phone calls, just so you can have the ever rolling dialer and all this shit. It's like you're trying to cheat God. You're trying to cheat your own philosophy. Like, you set up your own theology and then you try and get around it.
I'd love to just walk into an Amish house one day. You see like a 65-inch screen TV on all the kids are on their iPhones and everything.
It's just like, oh God, that was a PR thing. No, that's just our bit. It's like they're Gilbert Godfrey. Like all of a sudden, it's, how are you guys doing? Are you doing good? And the cameras go on. It's like, how are you guys doing? It's amazing. It's like
the horse and buggy, not the F-250 out in the driveway. We're talking about a horse and buggy.
No, we have iPhones. All right, don't steal or lie. It's a good one. I guess you shouldn't do that. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely. Not so good. Don't really care. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him, the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. That really does sound like they're dancing.
Okay.
Don't steal from your neighbor. Pay a fair wage to your employees. You hear that? You hear that? Biblical. Pay a fair wage to your employees. I don't know. My political views are generally fuck politics, but that just sounds like a... Once again, don't think we need the Bible, but this is just your daily reminder. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God is odd.
So don't see a blind person and throw something right in front of them so that they'll trip over it. Nice of him to tell people not to do that, you know.
Yes, once again, let me get Grandpa. Great grandpa Rocky over here. Don't throw rocks in front of deaf people and blind people. That sounds like a good thing to do. Nor shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Judge others fairly without favoring the poor or the mighty. Okay. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. Bob, don't you forget it. Don't gossip. Okie dokie. Once
Who
again,
am I talking to again? Who is this?
Version. I know. Lord Gossip. But let's...
Lord Gossip. Oh, okay. That Lord? That the Lord?
The Lord?
The Lord? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, he has to say it. I feel like if we had a drinking game, every time he said, I am the Lord, you would die. I could make the joke about alcohol poisoning, but the alcohol poisoning would have came and gone, and we would be planning funeral services.
They drink beer.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Don't hate him in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer any sin upon him. Don't hate your brother. What about your sister? Thou shalt not avenge. Don't be avengers, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. But thou people, more heart emojis, thy neighbor, as thyself. I am, are you ready for it? This is a new one, a new chapter, a new sentence. I am the Lord. Bob really gets around. Really gets around town.
He's a lot of lords.
A lot of lords. Some silly rules and a misogynistic one, which, I mean, right away, that's kind of funny. That's right, the Bible tells us. It tells us all this fun. In fact, what he tells us is we're about to get our feminism on, or something dealing with women and getting in their place. Quote. Woo! But, you know, it's definitely a women's empowerment book. If you just look behind the chapters and don't read it, it definitely, we got women's empowerment. And oh
all
my.
Over. Cover to cover.
It's not just that, but we have a great one.
Yes.
I agree. It's a great interpretation because there are multiple interpretations of the Bible, including, I think that's intolerance, right? Intolerance.
Yeah, that's intolerance.
Tolerance, and I think that's our our last. That's our last one, except for I don't think I've ever done this before on the podcast.
You shall keep my statutes. Shall
Yeah,
not let thy.
I'll just say it really quickly. No one will hear it, but there might be a contradiction in the Bible. Wow. Woo. But that's okay.
Fake
There's a
news.
first time. Yeah, exactly. Fake news. There's a first time for everything. We're gonna have to get that proven to us.
I haven't seen enough evidence yet.
I haven't seen enough evidence. Some silly rules and a misogynistic one. We are reading Leviticus chapter 19, the third book of the Bible. We're more than past the halfway mark on Leviticus. Having fun. Ye shall keep my statutes. Keep them up, baby. But thou shalt not let thy hamburgers have gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field in Minecraft with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee, because that's kind of important to me as a god.
Yeah, very important. Very important.
Very important.
Linen and wool? No, not having that shit. Get that shit out of here.
Once again, longer paragraph than being gay. Doesn't get anybody being killed. They probably didn't even follow it back in the day. Ugh. Whatever.
I mean, they could have just thrown there at the end and not have any leavened bread, just for clarity.
They could have thrown in like a don't own other humans as property. Could have
Don't own other
us a
humans
whole-
as property while baking leavened bread.
Yeah, while breaking other bread. But no. And whosoever, I like the red text has to be fun. And whosoever lieth carnally with that woman that is a bondmaid. Oh my. I got slavery stuck in my throat again. Betrothed to any husband, and not all redeemed, nor freedom prize given her. She shall be scourged. Kind of like that World of Warcraft sequel. Or not sequel, I forget what they call it in MMOs. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. I'd read, let's get through it all before I read the side. And he shall, I'm sure it gets better, and shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord Bob, onto the door of the tabernacle, which is our traveling holy tent that we built, of the congregation, even a ram from the 1970s team for a trespass, a Dodge Ram too. Isn't that the sports team? Go Sports, the Rams for a trespass.
Las Vegas Rams here.
The Las Vegas Rams, or the vehicle.
They keep moving.
One. They keep. Oh, they do. Is that one of the teams that gets bought and they move?
The Los Angeles Rams, or they used to be the St. Louis Rams. They just moved all over.
Okay, then we're just gonna go for Dodge Ram, the classic Dodge Ram. Even a Dodge Ram for a trespass offering. And the priest class from EverQuest or WoW or your favorite MMO shall make an atonement for him with the Dodge Ram of the trespass offering before the Lord Bob for his sin which he hath done, and the sin which he hath done shall be forgiven him. Wow. Okay, let's just go over it. Maybe keep my statutes. Don't let cows interbreed. Don't sow with mixed seeds, and don't mix linen and wool in the same garment. That seems like, what we've been reading. That seems like what? If a man has sex with an engaged slave woman, scourge the woman, but don't punish the man. Oh. Oh. Oh.
She gets a good beating. He gets to make a sacrifice. Seems fair, right?
Seems fair. The man only bring a ram, because the ram definitely deserves it, to a priest to sacrifice to me as a trespass offering. So many different types of offerings. The priest will make an atonement for him, and I'll forgive him. Wow, he gets a get out free card. How nice.
I mean, well, they would look at that as being very, very, very merciful because they didn't kill the slave woman. They just beat her half to death. I mean, she'll be okay in a couple months, when she's not black and blue and,
Exactly. She'll walk.
whatever.
She'll get
She'll
over
walk
it
at some point. At some point, she'll walk. Not for a few weeks, but yeah.
Exactly. Eventually. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably not. And when ye shall come into the land, hot, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit for... I was going to ask, are they fist fruits? And then it says, thereof as uncircumcised. Don't circumcise your fruit.
They're fist fruits, yeah.
They're fist fruits. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of them. I am the Lord Bob. Consider all fruit. Let me tell you, every day I consider fruit. I just think of fruit. I can't stop getting fruit out of my mind. In the morning, I think of fruit. In the evening, I think of fruit.
2 whole cucumbers, Amy.
And then
2 whole cucumbers.
Late at night, I go out to a club, and it's just us fruits. It's amazing.
Yeah. 2 whole cucumbers, Amy. Come on, what's up with that?
2 whole cucumbers.
Yeah.
That sounds like a challenge. Challenge accepted. Sounds like a good night. And moving forward, but in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy, to praise the Lord Bob withal. 4th
Praise
year
the Lord
fruit
with that
is
fist fruit.
without the fist fruit. 4th year fruit is holy. Praise me with it. What?
He wants you to fist him with fruit, the fist fruits.
And in the 5th year, shall ye eat fruit thereof, that may yield unto the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God. You can eat fruit from 5th year trees. I wonder if Orthodox Jews follow this. Like, I know Ben Shapiro isn't following this as a conservative Jew.
Does he have fruit? Does he own fruit trees? Does he?
They're kosher and they do a bunch of stuff, but this stuff is like, if you are this knee deep into it, I mean, please don't make fun of anyone who plays D&D. That's all I have to say.
Well, I mean, you plant a fruit tree, and the first 3 years, you just have to let the fruit sit on the ground and rot. You can't do anything with it, as you would do, and then I guess maybe that's to fertilize the ground. I don't know where the Bible's going with that. Like, oh, that way it'll go back into the ground, and then it'll be really good after 5 years. Make really good fruit.
Then it'll be amazing.
Amazing.
I am the Lord your God. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood. Neither, oh my, no, let me, I can't help it. I get excited when we're talking about spells, baby. Let's use some blood.
You had to go get your wand?
Gotta go get my wand. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantment, nor observe times.
But I thought that wand was like your whip. It's never far from you at all.
Oh, it's not, baby. I like to keep
always,
it nice and
always nearby.
Always nearby.
Always ready to go.
I like to think I know how to use it too. All right.
You just got Darth Dawkins' interest peaked.
Oh my. I like to think that with Dark Dawkins, I always like to keep things FUCUS. Just
What
makes
does that
me
spell?
focus all over the place. That's what I really like to do.
A good time?
With Darth Dawkins, exactly. A good time.
That-
Okay.
I hate to tell you, I mean, he found your Pornhub, and he was not happy with what he saw on that, Amy. He was really upset about it, and he's unhappy. God's unhappy, and the thing he's upset about most is that he wasn't in any of it. So
Honestly, the more I think about it, the more ashamed I am that I don't do porn with Darth Dawkins. It makes sense, since presuppositionalists just like to jerk themselves off, that I feel like they need a little help. Just need a little help. Just come on
a little help with that fist fruits.
Exactly. We can loosen you up. Loosen you up. It'll feel
Come
good.
on, Darth. Bring the cucumbers to Amy.
Bring the cucumbers. Or Kent. We could talk about 15-foot. Moving forward, he shall not round the corners of your heads. See? What a transition. Neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Don't round the corners of your heads or mar the corners of your beards. This is why
Your beards have to be well
both
cornered.
Orthodox Jews and Muslims have this obsession with men keeping their hair. I don't know why. You're a man. Be a man. They're turning the frogs gay. Ye shall not make any of the cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Don't cut your flesh for the dead people or get any tattoos. I am the Lord. And just like James said, I've been waiting for this section.
Yeah. That's another one you've been waiting for.
I wanted to read it. I'm going to read it, I think, twice more. Why am I going to read it twice more? I just wanted to understand this passage in its full context, literally, because I would like to get this on my body. Why would I like to get this passage on my body? Because I feel like the Jew. That is so that's part B. So part A is the Jews are a little bit like Hotel California. As much as I love the Jews, and actually I have a lot of love for them because they are the most liberal, the most secular of all of the remaining monotheistic religions.
That's true.
That being said, 50% of them know that it's bullshit. Like, it just feels so crazy to me. The only way that Judaism survives is basically by allowing atheism, which is this crazy conundrum. Basically, they put pressure on you, and so does the rest of the world. Very weird that you can't escape it. I will forever be tied to the Jews in a way that I don't think ex-Christians are tied to Christianity.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I cannot say the same for Islam. Each ex of a religion seems to have a different relation of how they treat people. Muslims seem to treat one way. I would say mainstream Christianity tends to treat one way, though Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, also have unique, if I would say, not very good ways of treating their exes.
Scientology, yes.
Scientology.
Like that, similar to them.
Scientology fights so hard to be a religion, and let me tell you, Scientology, I feel honored to put you on my list of harmful and toxic religions, which in my view are just cults with dead leaders. Thank you, Joe Rogan TM. I'm glad to put you on this list because you treat your ex-members horribly. And so I have a mixed reaction.
It's all bullshit. Yeah.
Exactly. It's all bullshit. You know, the Jews basically tell me I'll never be an ex. The people that don't like Jews will also tell me I will never be an ex. And the Christians and the people in between don't really care. Like the people who don't hate Jews or don't, like if you don't super love Jews or super hate Jews for reasons, you just don't give a shit.
Right.
But there's like an invisible war between the Jews and the people who don't hate Jews. Long tangent tying all the way back to tie A is I would like my exit tattoo, almost like an anti-tribal tattoo.
Exit interview.
Yeah, and so if you can't be Jewish if you have a tattoo, I think it would be very appropriate. You know, I think the majority of cultural Jews are still, even with this tattoo. I mean, if I could 86 the God, then a little tattoo is not going to have them throw me out for Hanukkah. And I'll still light the menorah with them because I celebrate all holidays. I'll light the Christmas tree. I don't give a shit. Any of the fun ones. But that being said, the other part to it.
You'll fuck Ken Hovind over a Christmas tree.
Oh, baby, that sounds hot. But bringing it back to James' original point is it is kind of funny. And so I feel like I'm trading my ethnicity of Jews for the much better ethnicity of comedian. And if you like to laugh, or if you like to make people laugh or you like to laugh, you are my brother and sister. So
I think that has a little bit to do with the fact that in Judaism they view it as being passed through the maternal line, whereas Muslims view Islam as being passed through the father's line. So, like by default, someone born to a Jewish mother is Jewish. They don't really have to convert. Even if they're raised, I guess, in another culture, they're still Jewish in that sense that they were born into it. But there's nothing really like that in Christianity. Christianity is just like, come on, everybody be a Christian. We don't care what you are. Everybody.
This is a common, and once again, I'm patting the Jews on the back in this passage, but Yahweh, in this, but then I'm about to, but Yahweh is an asshole. But the joke is that, you know, you go to a rabbi once, you say, I want to convert to Judaism. He says no. You go to a rabbi twice, he says no. And then you go to the third rabbi, and he finally lets you in. Count to the rule of threes. Is that they're almost like they're teasing you. And so it's
I want to make sure you're serious about it.
Yes.
Before.
And so it's different tactics, you know. But once you're in, my joke is like it's Hotel California. You can't leave. People laugh when I say I'm an ex-Jew. That is generally the response, is people laugh, which I guess I'm fine with. I mean, it's much better than, let's just say, anything that was being done in the 1940s, right, folks? Godwin's Law. So I'll take it. But, and it puts me in an awkward position because the people, I am trying to get rid of Judaism. Like, that is part of the shtick of being a counter-apologist, is I want to counter-apologize.
But still, fuck the Nazis.
But that being said, yes, exactly. The people who tend to hate Jews, and specifically Jews, like, seem to have this fetish for them, all sorts of weird things. It's like the real Jews, and Jesus wasn't a Jew, and just all that type of weird stuff. It's just like
Ashkenazis and the Khazars.
It's just like, calm down, Hitler. It's okay. And so that stuff, the conspiracies, the Khazars and the banks and all that. It's just like, Soros, he controls everything.
The praise I am that I am.
He's very busy for an old guy that looks like he's melting. I will say the
Soros.
Soros.
Praise. Soros. Okay.
And my joke is generally, if the Jews own the world and my parents are Jews, I want my shekels. I am deserved a lot of fucking money. I should be controlling the media. Jeez, I'm just.
What do you mean
saying.
you don't get Holocaust reparations, Amy? They don't mail you a check every month. All y'all get that money from the Holocaust.
I know, and I get paid by Soros and NASA. So you would think with both my Soros and NASA money, I'd be rolling in it. What can I tell you, folks? The devil. I work. Well, that's true. I work for the devil, but that doesn't work as well. Or I guess maybe I'd like to think of it as a dual partnership because I'm selling on his land. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are selling timeshares right next to the river of the damned. Beautiful. If you like screaming, it's fantastic. If you don't like screaming, don't mind that. But it'll be fine. Sweet savory, exactly. And okay,
roasting flesh.
I'm gonna read it 2 more times, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see how far I can take this into my anti-tribal tattoo. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord, Bob. Wow. Once again. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor make any marks upon you. I am the Lord, Bob. Once again, you getting that big old fat Jesus tattoo might not be biblical. And oh my, okay. I mean, I like the sentence, but it just escalated so quickly. Hold on. I'm not going to give any. Let's get through the whole sentence before I give endorsement.
Please.
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. What? Yeah. Don't force your daughter to become a prostitute. Is that like a thing? Or the whole world might fall to whoredom? I mean, sure. Don't know why we need to be told that. Even a few thousand years ago. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths because I cut you. You better keep my no leavened bread. Sabbath. It's freaking simple.
Sabbaths for days, bitch.
And reverence my sanctuary. That's right, baby. I am the Lord God. Regard not them have familiar spirits, as long as they're 11% or a high alcohol count. Neither, who are we going to seek? Neither seek after wizards like Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Harry. Gandalf, ye shall not pass. To be defiled by them. Oh, I saw that on Pornhub.
Don't get defiled by Gandalf or Harry Potter.
I think that's a little bit more a deviant art, but we'll let the viewers decide. I am the Lord.
Don't be in the sanctuary making your daughter be a whore and getting defiled by Gandalf. That would be bad.
My. Sounds hot, though. I am the Lord, your Bob. I am the Lord Bob, your goddess Odd.
Bobsled.
I bob all over the place on my bobsled. Exactly. All right. A few more good rules. Oh my God, the trifecta, ladies and gentlemen.
As if we haven't had it enough.
I know, and you can't say that we don't steel man the Bible. We're doing it right here.
Yeah.
We are showing all the good stuff. All of it. Filling up.
I mean, just picture it like an ocean of abominations and death and destruction and suffering and pestilence and sickness, and there's like a little island out there of one little person on there safe and happy.
Exactly. It's as if the world is surrounded in death and darkness, but there's an island with Bambi on it.
Right.
It's good. Be all nice. Okay, thou shall rise up. That happens. That's okay. It's normal. Oh, in fact, I'm looking right now. There's just so many annotations. This is a short one. We're about to come.
We're
Not a
almost done,
short
yeah.
one. I shouldn't say short.
You're about to come, Amy?
One.
Is that what you said?
We're about
to
to exactly. We're about to go all over the place. And so what I am actually going to do is jazz hands while James talks about how much wisdom we've been talking about. And then
this has been fucking full of wisdom. Amazing. I can't say enough about just how much stuff this is. If you can't find at least a few things in here to put into practice in your everyday life to make your walk with God better, then I don't know what, you're not really paying attention. You know, it's going to affect your relationships at home with your family, your relationships at work, your relationship with just the people that you meet in the street that, you know, you might need to give aid, you might need to comfort them, you might need to kill them if they're doing something abominable. But if you know, if your female slave gets raped by a man, it's important you don't kill her. You do not kill that female slave who got raped. You beat the crap out of her, yeah, but you don't kill her. That would be bad. Don't go overboard with that. You just beat her. And then the guy, he brings a bullock, or he makes some type of offering, a trespass, and it'll be okay. And that's how you deal with that. You don't need to be harsh. You don't need to just, you don't got to be too harsh. You don't got to kill everybody for everything. Sometimes a beating will suffice. You know, a good beating is all that really needs, and you move on. God is mercy. He is mercy.
He's merciful.
He's a merciful God.
On the mercy seat. And all right, since this is going to be our last section of the night, we've been having a lot of fun. I'm going to be sending the link into all of the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams so you can come on and join.
They could come on.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
And
you did it, Amy.
Oh my, I know. I will say this has been a climaxing full, that is a word, that's definitely a word, night. Woohoo!
We're in the middle of Pride Month. God just got done telling everybody not to be gay, right alongside not telling everybody not to have sex with animals or to have sex with your mother, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your kids, anybody like that, line by line. Don't have sex with your brother, Amy. Don't have sex with your mother, and don't have sex with your sister. Don't have sex with your father. Don't have sex with your father's brother or your father's brother's daughter or your father's brother's sons or their kids or their sons.
Exactly. We need to be told this. And okay, with that, it's being sent into the inner tubes, and I'm going to finish our final chapter.
Finish, Amy. Do it.
More
I'm ready.
Good rules. And the great thing about this is I think we're going to have 3 more episodes left, and then we're done Leviticus. We're putting Leviticus back on the shelf. Moving
7 more
along
chapters.
through the Bible.
That's
it. And all right, a few more good rules. Thumbs up.
Get the fist fruits out.
Get those fist fruits out. Now, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough. An oldie but a goodie, folks. Thou shalt rise up, oh my, before the whore ahead. Thou shalt rise up before the whore gives you head? Oh, okay. At least now we're getting to some good advice. And honor the face of the old man. Oh, okay. At least he's having a good time. And fear thy goddess odd.
But like when you buy an escort for your great-grandpa or your grandfather.
I was thinking something like that. I am the Lord Bob. I don't know. I also hate the concept of a god needing to be feared. I just hate that concept. And if it doesn't mean that a god isn't true. It could be a really scary god. I was scared of Thanos, I guess, in the movie theater. They also hate comparisons to all those. Also, for all those Marvel nerds out there, yes, Thanos was not a god. He was trying to be a god. Okay. Moving forward, thou shalt rise up before everybody gets head. And if a stranger comes along, give him a sojourn with thee in your land. Ye shall not vex him. Oh, okay. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him. Aww. Yeah. As thyself, for ye were strangers in the land of New York. Just make sure you say, no homo.
Yeah,
Then
as long
you're
as that's okay, you're cool.
Then you're cool. I am the Lord Bob, your goddess odd.
Hopefully they won't try to fuck your goats too.
Exactly. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in metayard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights. Go to Planet Fitness, you'll be fine. Just apif, and just hin. Shall ye have? Exactly. Many hin.
Benny.
I am the
Preacher.
Lord Bob, your goddess. Oh my God, he loves bringing this back up. Like, it's always that like one ex who keeps on bringing that one thing up. They did, like, I get it, you did that one thing, and then we had to go around you. I know you had a jacket. You're a complete hero, which brought you out of the land of New York. Thank you, Spider-Man. Therefore, ye shall observe all my statutes, even the one in Doctor Who. No, they're going to kill us and turn us into stone. And all my judgments, and do them. Just do the do.
A sinister porpoise. I can only wonder who that's going to be.
Sinister. I am the Lord. Whose Lord? Your Lord Bob. The one and only, baby. The gay Lord. And oh my, did you feel the wisdom? I was feeling it in my lungs. I feel
it pounding through me. I feel it.
And with that, we have just read the book of Leviticus, chapter 19.
You feel like it was what I described to you when you take your brain out, you put it in the blender, and then you pour your brain back inside with a new understanding and new insight. Yeah.
With new insight, exactly. I don't know if I would have known any of this without the Bible. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I mean, the whole incest thing. It's good information to have. It's an important thing to tell people, you know. Hey.
Exactly. It's good to know these things because without it, we would have just been walking into walls. We've been like derp, 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 derp. I don't know what we would have done. This is how you get all truth. And they love to make this claim. How could you even have truth?
Super true.
How could you even have truth without a text like this? And man, I don't know, James. We've gone this far without having sex with our family. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It must have been just luck.
It's only because God wrote that law on your heart, Amy. You already knew God had wrote it on your heart. So you always knew it was wrong. You didn't even need to read it. So that's why God can punish people, even though he's never told them or even they never found his word, because they just know. They know it's wrong. They know they're doing wrong.
They know
they're doing wrong.
It's written on our hearts, their hearts, everybody's hearts. It's kind of painful, and it's giving me indigestion. Oh, my God. Different kind of heartburn. I switched that up there at the end. Fun with medical science. I might have killed someone. Anyway, we are about to go. Good old Bibble.
I found this one. This is my old Bibble, the one I've had since I was like 10 years old. I dug that up the other day. So, yeah. Got all my original notes in there from all the
Now, was you
wisdom I
sent to
had.
Sunday school?
Oh yeah, well, with the Sunday school, yeah.
Sent to that Sunday school. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And okay, we should do stories on our own deconversions. Maybe I should interview you on your deconversion story one day.
That would be a good one for the Talk Skeptic to Me or
Talk Skeptic to
one
me.
of those shows, yeah.
Or one of
What's
the
the other one?
Skeptic and Ranting tends to be
Yeah.
our long. And okay, we're going to go into open mic, I think. We've been having fun having a skeptic.
Unleash the hetero mimes. Totally super straight mime.
But I just want to send also love to our viewers and then those in chat. I'm sending love to Robert and Mark Reed and Dog and Reservoir Guar and probably everyone and Aunt Jur and Morgan and Best in Show and every Skywatcher, everyone who has been saying hello up there. And all right. It's time for our bodies to be ready with coming soon. I think I'm going to separate out the sound effects from the open mic,
soon, folks.
The intros, all more fun stuff. But we are into the open mic portion. We just heard a whole bunch of wisdom. Only could be found in the Bible, I'm sure. But that being said, Nick, we are having fun. We are getting our Leviticus on. I hope you are doing good. And what are your thoughts about the chapters or anything we've been talking about tonight?
Leviticus is always just a fun romp. I will admit, you know what? I think it's good to, study these things with a skeptical eye. I have been accused on more than one occasion of not getting the joke and having things just go, it's okay. But I'm applying I'm trying to be as I'm observant as possible, and I'm starting to think, Amy, that you're not taking the Bible very seriously. It's just a guess. But I don't think Gandalf was in the Bible, and I'm not sure Minecraft was in the Bible either, Amy. I don't want to I'm not trying to call you out or nothing, but
what?
I'm just I don't want to be contrarian. I'm just saying. I think either
she's
your
taking
version
the Bible and she's applying it to the reality that we live in. Come on, Nick.
Either your translation is rather unique, or you're taking some liberties, and we need to respect everybody's ideas, and I just think that, no, I'm just fucking with you. All right, I'm good. I'm done. Good to be on as always.
You had us, Nick. You had us.
No, I had nobody for no length. I appreciate being humored, but I didn't have anybody. All right. Yeah. Sorry, I was saying in the live chat, so I'll answer it rather than finish typing. My mother had a Rembrandt Bible, and I think she still got it, although I don't know why. I sort of vaguely remember her giving it to me, in which case it would be in the attic. I don't think I do remember seeing it recently, but I'm 90% certain my mother's the one who's still in possession of it. But it's a Rembrandt Bible. It is gorgeous. It's also terrifying because Rembrandt really draws. He draws the Abraham on the mountain really fucking well. It's just he's got the dagger. It's like, yeah. So it's a little terrifying, but it's a gorgeous piece of artistry as for what it is. So you know what? If we have it, it would be in one place. I think my mother has it, but my sister had no interest in it. Despite being somewhat more religious than I am, I wanted it because I just thought it was gorgeous. So I'll look for it. And as we're all nerding out in the back, just trying to figure out what language we want to speak in tonight. Oh God, okay, we're all gonna nerd out.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd up.
Yep.
This is a pro nerd channel, I will say.
Yes, it is. That's why I'm here virtually every night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're also a pro sodomy channel too. So.
That's true. If you're into that kind of stuff. If you're
not mandatory.
Not mandatory.
And sinister is okay. So I used to speak. Oh dear Lord, Russian, Japanese, Spanish, and French. I've lost the Japanese and most of the French. I've lost most of the Japanese. I can do a little Japanese. Russian and Spanish, I'm still pretty decent at. But I can't do Latin. No, that's no.
Woohoo! Well, I just saw a joke the other day that was amazing. It was, if you're trilingual.
Oh yeah. Quad try. Yeah, but yeah.
You're German. If you're duolingual, you're French, and if you can only speak one language, you're English.
All right, okay, now the version of that I've heard.
I don't think I did it well, but it was my first time seeing it. It was amazing.
If you speak 4 languages, you're quadlingual. If you speak 3 languages, you're trilingual. If you speak 2 languages, you're bilingual. If you speak 1 language, you're an American.
There you go. Thank you. They exactly. And is that you, James? Is that your soundboard? I think. God damn it. And
What?
okay, what? Never. This is just a hold on. I'm doing my. Some people are. They're making the best. They're
turning the frogs gay.
They're turning
the frogs gay. Look out there, the frog. One frog's on his knee. What the fuck?
You know, how did he know that they were turning the frogs gay? Was he just like, did he
He's
want
watching
a
the
Tinder
frogs.
app?
Yeah.
And then he just like, no,
Grindr.
all these
Frog
frogs
Grindr.
are certainly turning gay. Maybe, yeah, it seems like you have to do a lot of research if you're not a scientist to figure out that the frogs are turning gay. Just saying, communities that he's hanging around in, who knows? Anyway, Randolph, we are having a fun time skeptic Bible studying, getting knee deep into Leviticus. Hope you are well. And what are your thoughts about the chapters or anything we would talk about tonight?
Randolph's always been knee deep in Leviticus. We're just joining him.
I think the whole chapter could be very easily shortened right down to just having some really sensible words about consent, and perhaps telling people that if they do certain things, some of the outcomes could be pregnancy, or talk a little bit about the spread of sexually transmitted disease. Just simple sex education basics. Some tips on how to keep yourself clean, and it would be all easily handled in 1 page, maybe 2, because they like to use a lot of words instead of a whole chapter. Maybe the authors are being paid by the word instead of paid by the content quality. I don't know.
Well, the consent piece would probably be pretty small because you don't need to worry about it with the slaves. So I think you're onto something.
Oh no, that's not how I meant that. If that's the case, then they wouldn't need a consent thing at all. So you may have a really good point there.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is awful. That's no reflection on you. It's just it's awful that is the way the whole thing is put together. Is that it's pro-slavery. As Christopher Hitchens, I think, once stated that the Bible is basically a manual for slavery. At least parts of it are.
Amen.
Yeah, raw men. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm doing well, thank you. I've been working. I was working out in the rain today on the new studio, and finally got the last of the rotten wood off the roof, because the northern half of the roof, a little more than half, is the area covered. It was rotting. It was made of OSB panel. Most of it was just stapled in. There were a few nails and a few screws, but it was mostly just staples, and a lot of the nails actually missed the roof framing. So most of it was pretty easy to take off, except at the very end, northernmost piece was a repair job done by somebody who's actually competent at carpentry and construction, and that piece was really hard to get off, but we managed to get it off of there too. So next I need to put new plywood on and get the new part of the roof going. That's going to be done in good weather, like sunny weather.
Woo-hoo! Looking forward to your new studio.
Oh,
Ken
yeah.
Hovind's doing roofing too at
Sorry?
DAL. Ken Hovind's doing some roof work at DAL too, so you guys are...
Oh, he is? Is he doing videos on all that?
No, just one of his workers almost got cut in half by a falling piece of metal the other
What?
day. So yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Accidents happen on the construction site, Randolph. God's watching. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah,
Exactly. It'll be fine, probably.
well, hopefully everybody's okay there. Yeah, it has to be done. It has to be done. But that doesn't sound like really safe working practices.
Did Ken Ham ever fix the water damage to the Ark?
Hopefully his insurance paid for it, right?
Yeah, well, his insurance
didn't want to pay
didn't
for it,
co-
though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The insurance didn't want to pay for the water damage, so yeah.
It's a boat.
I know, and it's not
a
only is it
building.
a boat,
Looks
but
like
it's
a
the
boat.
boat that's supposed to survive the worst flood ever. And
Okay,
gets
Randolph, that's
water
it.
Damage.
$50. You say that's a boat. The number one requirement of a boat is that the thing can float. If that thing floats, $50, Randolph.
The problem with that one is it was not constructed from gopher wood. So this very well.
That's true.
Not a fair wager.
The Shittum would.
It doesn't. You're calling it a boat. Are you? You're calling it a boat. I have. You're Canadian, okay, but that's charity in excess of even Canadian unreasonableness. That is not a boat.
You haven't read the requirements for building it. It's gopher wood. It's magical.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one Ken Ham has. That's not a boat.
Hamwood?
It's barely oh my God! It's barely a museum. I mean,
Looks like a boat.
Yeah,
well, it
it
looks
does
like
look
an ark.
It looks like an ark.
Yeah, kind of boat. A big boat.
It's a building. It's shaped like a boat.
That gopher wood. Nobody's ever really been able to figure out what that is, and I have a suspicion that it might be the same material that Doctor Who's TARDIS was constructed of, and that's why it's larger on the inside than it appears from the outside. And that would explain a lot about the Ark then, if it was constructed of the same material as the TARDIS, gopher wood.
Well, of course, it was actually 14 of the animals. It wasn't 2 of the animals. That's a common misconception. It's 14 of the clean.
Yeah, then they definitely need that gopher wood.
Yeah, so they need the gopher wood. They need the TARDIS wood. Yeah,
gopher wood. That must be.
And okay, guys, we're gonna keep on going down the roster.
Oh, you're asking me how I'm doing. I got my wife and kids got me this today for Father's Day, and then in the evening we figured out, whoops, Father's Day is next week, but that's okay.
Aw, that's a cute night.
It still works. They're ahead of time. They're ahead in Canada.
It's better to be early than late, I always tell them. So it looks like the lesson stuck.
Woohoo! Well, I think that's adorable. And that's right. Happy pre-Father's Day to all the fathers. But in the opposite energy, let's get some feminine energy. The sinister porpoise.
All right.
We are having a Skeptic Bible Study.
Hello, Sinister Porpoise.
You are doing good. And what are your thoughts about the chapters or anything we've been doing tonight or talking about?
All right. Couple things I need to bring up. One, Alex Jones was almost right about the frogs thing. They weren't turning the frogs gay. They were turning the frogs trans. By his logic.
And
Alex Jones and logic don't go together. It was a chemical that was causing the frogs to change sex, basically.
And it was an accident. It was basically he took an article where it was like they did something accidentally in the lab, and then figured out something, and then he just said now they are putting it in the chemicals.
Sorry, what was Alex Jones doing in a lab?
No, he wasn't in a lab. It's just like the creationists is that he takes something that could have been true. There is a poison or something either accidentally happening or something, and they then take that, and what they run with is they're trying to get the frogs gay. Just like there is fluoride in people's water, but it is not mind control fluoride trying to.
It's not at a concentration that can kill you.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. And back to you, Sinister Porpoise.
And I would like to point out Nick is wrong on some things. If the scriptures I had to grow up with could have Bronze Age submarines, God, I love the Book of Mormon. Why can't the Bible have Minecraft?
I know, right?
I stand corrected. Thank you.
And little known fact, Gandalf's nickname in high school was Moses.
Oh, well, there you go.
It makes sense.
What else would they call
I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, I do hope someday you will cover the Book of Mormon with all of its absurdities, because I'm
We'll get there
sure
eventually.
that you will have something to say on the subject of Native
Yeah.
American Jews.
Oh my!
Yeah.
That goes into the whole thing we were just talking about earlier. Like, paired with anti-Semitic stuff is like a big helping of who the real, the quote unquote, the real Jews are. And every time I hear about the real Jews, I just get nervous. But exactly, 100%.
As far as the scriptures itself, I think sounded like you were reading from one of the Pentateuch books. I don't remember which one, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. It sounded like one of those I skipped just because the laws were way too boring and really not that important.
Yeah, none of these stories seem to be of that much wisdom. Most of it either goes in the duh category or the horrific category.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
as far as
most of it.
and what was I going to say?
I'm sorry. Do we keep on doing that to you?
No. I was going to say. Oh yeah, the thing about the fruit trees. I'm pretty sure that Ben Shapiro probably has the same aversion to fruit that he has to the song WAP. I think.
Most likely.
What
I mean, I
doesn't
don't-
he have an aversion to?
I don't really care for Ben Shapiro, but
Yeah.
Just like his wife has a desert down there. Please, Ben, it's okay. Wet things are okay. I'm sorry.
also on the behalf of trans streamers everywhere, I apologize for not wearing cat ears.
It is kind of like mandatory, but it's okay. Your late fees will come in the mail.
Well, I could get my flapper hats out, but they're in the closet.
I'll get the cigarette holder and well, no, because Amy's got a corresponding one. So if you get that and she brings out the pipe, we are good to go.
The harmonica of disappointment is staying
Yes,
where it is.
yes, that too.
Yeah, and as soon as you get your check from George Soros, those fees will be easy to pay.
I'm an ex-Mormon. I don't get checks from Soros.
Oh.
Who would I get checks from? Romney?
Oh, that's brilliant.
And okay, we're about to move on as what we're about to show Randolph. This won't get a copyright strike or anything like that. Good old.
I don't think so. It's just a placeboing put out
I am strike.
a remix video a while ago of Alex Jones, and it gets shared around the internet all the time. So
as long as you interrupt it every 3 minutes to comment, you're not going to get a strike. If you go more than that, you'll get a strike, but you can overturn it. That's what happened with us and HBO
and you know
and
what?
a whole bunch of others. So don't
Now
worry
that I
about it.
say that, I have to get more with face screens ready. I actually have it up to 10. Okay, we'll do that. I'll do that in open conversation. There is great Alex Jones, and that's to come. But okay, we're gonna keep on. I know. Well, greatness is in memes, because I always refer to him as the meme man, because that's really all I know him as.
some people call him the meme machine.
The meme machine. Yeah, exactly, because he's kind of crazy. Actually, he's not crazy. I think he does it for entertainment purposes. I think he had to admit that to a lawyer when he went into court.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
what
He
they
did.
said, yeah.
Good Gesundheit. Good times.
I didn't mute myself. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
That was the defense they used on
that's
Hannity
called-
too.
That's
Yeah.
called doing an Amy. I normally mute myself at the wrong times, and then I do the opposite. And okay, and yes, what's it called?
You know,
he
if
had
Alex
to
Jones
actually
did a
admit it.
show with young Pharaoh, sorry, I'm bad about that. Let me mute myself.
No. What were we about to say? Say no.
Oh, you're still.
You're muted.
If Alex Jones did a show with young Pharaoh, I would watch that.
Yes, I would too. I would like to see Alex Jones solve crimes with Scooby-Doo. But we are moving along.
Well,
We will
I don't know about that.
I know. Well, that would make him skeptic. Then he would have to eventually.
What the hell are you doing, Shaggy?
Oh
Or
my
Jesse Lee
God.
Peterson.
Or Jesse Lee Peterson. Oh my gosh. Or an episode where basically it is Alex Jones, but being walked around like a Scooby-Doo version, and then there is a Jordan. What is his name?
Peterson?
Jordan Lee Peterson is
Just
like a
Peterson,
Shaggy version. So, yeah. They're turning the dogs gay. Okay, we're moving along. Thank you
Jones is
so
a furry
very
now.
much, the Sinister Porpoise.
Alex Jones is a furry.
Exactly. I'm sure they're exactly. They're and love guides. We're having fun. So many contradictions in the Bible. I can't imagine that. But speaking of that, we've been having a Skeptic Bible Study. I hope you're doing good. And what are your thoughts about the chapters or just anything we've been talking about?
Yeah.
I
You must
can't
be,
believe someone would say something so daring.
Is this really the first stream that I've ever done where I am the only one who didn't come in muted?
Once again, it's called pulling an Amy. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It helps get your lungs. You do like a tap 1, a tap 2, tap 3, and a tap, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, and thank you, love guides. And with that, we're moving down. We have Brother Marshall and Oz. Woohoo!
Got a full house tonight.
A full house of heathens. Though I heard where they were just talking about the pagans were complaining, which sounds so funny to me. The Talk Heathen is using
The heathens are
the
complaining now.
label Talk Heathen. But once again, I hate to break this to you, pagans, but we're trying to get you over the deistic line anyway. So why don't you just come over here and we'll talk about it. Though I love our pagan friends. They generally good allies against the monotheistic religions.
Extremism, yeah.
That being said, once we're on here, let's talk about God's baby. I don't know why I had to do that in a high tone. But that being said, Brother Marshall, we are having fun.
Thank you, Sister Amy.
Thank you, sister. I know exactly. We're all coming together at the Atheist Church.
Mm-hmm. Brother Marshall, he knows the word. That man knows the word of God.
He knows a word.
I sure do, and it is sure a shame how we're being misrepresented on this show. I tell you what, now there is a good goddamn reason why they would have to say that a man can't lie with a man. Now, see, you have to take it in the context of the time, right? In them olden times, they was surrounded by the enemy. When you have all them tribes, people you got to wipe out, you got to have a good, strong army, right? Well, you can't have a good army without babies. Now, if you got men that you could go and make love to, beautiful, gorgeous, strapping men. Now, if you're putting your seed in the behind of another man and getting his seed in your behind, well, then you won't have any seed left to put into your woman, right? And the temptation to make love to these beautiful, beautiful brown, bronze Israelite men was just too strong. So that's why they had to add that to that particular verse. Just so that they could have enough people to form an army to wipe out the Moabites and the Amalekites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Philistines.
The guys would just empty themselves in the men. They'd have nothing left for the women. Yeah. Makes sense.
Right.
I mean, they're so hot. How can you not, right? I mean, they had to put laws in place or else.
The women need love too. I mean,
have you seen some? Have you seen some Israeli men? No, I really.
And it's funny, we're making jokes, but I'm fairly sure that the Muslim, like if you talk to Muslim apologists, that is the answer they'll give you. They'll be like, these damn women, if we didn't cover them up, they would just get so feisty that they would tackle the men.
Well,
and it's like,
What's wrong with that?
There was some imam or whatever that said something about like that men who shave their face are causing other men to sin because they will lust after them or something like that. That they going around with a bare shave, shaving your face will make the men attracted to you. So that's why you have to wear a beard.
That sounds like psychological projection on their part.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fantasy,
doesn't it?
And they've let it slip by mistake without realizing it.
I will say there is a particular American YouTuber who I think should probably choose a religion that doesn't require him to grow a beard, because some of these thumbnails, like the Apostate Prophet put out, it's looking kind of scraggly. It's like, why pick a religion where you have to grow a beard if you can't grow one? But
low testosterone, low T.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not really sure why I keep tuning into these things, because these chapters are just terrible. Even with Amy's brilliant additions, it's still a slog to get through. But I'm a masochist, so I keep tuning in, and I'll probably keep doing the same.
Woo-hoo. And yeah, the excitement, it's just edge over your seat excitement. Like
Edging
I said,
all
my
day,
favorite was when they had to name all like 40 to 60 different dukes, and just innate, had to go each one, couldn't miss one.
Right.
Very important stuff.
I realize, I think the vast majority of people just completely skip over the lineages and things. So I think that's why most people don't ever realize that the genealogy given for Jesus is different in the different Gospels. I think that they have some explanation for it, the apologists do, but I think most people don't even realize that it's there. And their explanation doesn't make sense.
There was something. There was a crazy one. I'm trying to remember. Praise or Jamie was about to break into an apologetic. There was something we heard. I think it was the pullout. Like it was the chapter where, you pull out of a guy. Huh?
It was because they needed to preserve the bloodline of Jesus, so they couldn't have the men they were duty bound to make babies so that bloodline could go on to make so Jesus could come see you at.
Yeah,
that's always seemed so divisive to me. It's like they're trying to divide and say it's got to be their bloodlines, forget about everybody else's, and very separating people in a way.
Yeah, well, that's where a lot of the laws come from, is their ways of setting them aside from other people. And if a lot of them, where you wonder, like, okay, where does this law even come from? Why would they make that a thing? And then if you look into it, they made it illegal because people around them did it, and we can't be like them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I just don't understand. So you have a God that's like created a universe that's like how many? Like 93 billion light years across at least, and all these planets, and then you have planet Earth, and Homo sapiens has been around. Well, first off, life has been around for about three something billion years, and Homo sapiens has been around for at least 100,000 years. Depends on where you draw the line, because there's a bunch of things, but so hundreds of thousands of years. And then, way down the line, that God decides to pick out one particular tribe in one little area, and that's the tribe that's the chosen one out of all these others. Like, okay,
I think you finally understand it. Well done. I'm glad you're on board.
Lucky to you to be part of that tribe, right? Sucks to be
I
everybody
know.
else. Good for us.
Isn't it nice to be a chosen people? Another concept I detest.
Yeah, and then you have so many people, like you said, claiming to be the real Jews. It's ridiculous. Like,
Crazy.
Amy's not the real. She's not a real Jew.
Well, and
Doesn't
multiple
provide-
groups do this. The Black Hebrew Israelites do it. The Mormons do it. The people, the National Socialists who don't like Jews and don't want Jesus to be Jewish do it. Like, all these people care so much about who the real Jews are, and all I have to say is, like, you know what? Maybe we should stop caring and just say bye-bye to religion.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
one option.
we're all just people.
We're all just
That's
it is. I will steal it. There is no Jew or Gentile, but then there's also no Jesus. So, dun 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 dun. Got to tie that bow all the way around. And okay, speaking of no Jesus,
We're not all just
and
people.
thank you so very much, Marshall. But speaking of Jesus not
Jesus is
being
the way.
real,
So?
the one, the only Oz. Woo-hoo!
Pause.
We're having fun. We are Skeptic
to see the
Bible
wizard.
Studying. I hope you're doing good tonight, and I know you have reflected on all the wisdom that has. I mean, the Bible just seeps with wisdom that I know truly inspirational to you.
Yes, Amy, James, everybody, thank you for having me. And if we could just look at the good book that knows all good things. Leviticus says, do not lie with a man as one lies with a woman. That is detestable. If a man lies with a man, one lies with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. Then, as soon as we thought that Jesus came to do away with the law, Corinthians and even Timothy says that we do not, or do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor men who have sex with men, nor thieves, nor greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. So really what they actually described there was priests, pastors, evangelists, and all of those that are part of the church. So when you start quoting that, remember that you are a breeding ground. You are a breeding ground, Christian America, for everything that those verses describe. You hide them, you push it under the rug, you try to pretend that it's not there, but it's there. It's all there. So before you point your little cute little Christian fingers, remember that you have skeleton after skeleton after skeleton in that goddamn Christian closet of yours.
That's actual dead bodies in the closet from people they actually did kill over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, it disgusts me. It absolutely disgusts me that they take such haughty stances on these issues, yet they continually and habitually and even just turn a shoulder to all of this disgusting things that happen to children, single moms, all of those issues that they have in the church, that they take advantage and they prey on those people, but yet they want to point to certain parts of our community that we love and that we appreciate and try to make that the spotlight instead of focusing on what should be their own spotlight.
Right.
Yeah, they kind of sit on a high horse. They say, don't do these things. They then flip around and do the worst transgressions against humanity.
I mean, it's a hurricane, right? So probably because of gay people, right? I mean, that would be the natural thought of it. I mean, most likely, right?
And just that's the other thing. Just how many people have died because of that one sentence, but they gloss over that to get to anything that fits their narrative, fits their worldview, except for not that stuff.
Weird
Well,
people are responsible for everything.
And think about, that they want to point to what they view, not us, but what they view as the most egregious offense, right? But then if you pay attention to the latter part of that scripture, the greedy nor the drunkards, I can't tell you how many Christians that I know that get fucked up all the time, nor slanderers, nor swindlers. If you live in the U.S., the most of the pastors that we're aware of and that we see on the interwebs and on TV and media, they're swindlers. They're they're salesmen. They're hustlers. They're always swindling someone or a group of people to not just believe in something, but believe it and invest your time, your money, your energy for this cause that really at the end of the day, there's no ROI. There's no return on investment. You don't get a return on that investment. So what is that? That is a swindler by definition. So guess what? As much as you want to point that finger, the latter part of that scripture says you're going to goddamn hell too, motherfucker.
Damn straight. Oh, and if you pass people
Brother
around,
Oz laying down the law.
Brother
Laying down the
Oz.
law, Brother Oz. Preach it, brother.
But it's true.
Uh-huh.
They are I don't want to say the worst hypocrites. They are the hypocrites. They sit there and go, don't have gay sex. They then turn around and pass children around like it is SeaWorld. TM Bill Burr.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say this and I'll be done. You bring the next person on. Anyone, and this happens all over the globe, but just the recent, in the last 10 years, the amount of sexual abuse that has been inflicted on the youth in our country by the hands of the Catholic and Southern Baptist Church. If you can even attempt, others. Yeah, there's many others, but just those are the two, that have the most exposure on it so far.
Yeah.
If you can even attempt to try to justify that and point to somebody else, or try to tell someone else that they're doing wrong while you justify all of those disgusting, deplorable actions by your clergy, the people that you and your church, your establishments are supposed to have the most, there should be the most utmost trust for, and you want to point fingers at other people that are just living their life and trying to be the most authentic, genuine, happy people that they can be, while you do that, fuck you.
Yeah, they claim they have the moral standard for all of humanity, and then they pull crap like that. It's totally ridiculous.
Fuck them.
Preach it, brother. Fuck them, brother.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Amy, fuck them.
No, and not in the good way. And all right. Thank you so very much, Oz. And I don't know how to say more than ramen. And hopefully it is stuff like that brings down those 1,000-year-old quote-unquote institutions, because they need to be broken apart, brick and mortar. But,
amen.
I think they should take them and liquidate them, like financially, and use that money to help poor people and bring in medical care for everyone and improve public education. There's so much they could do with that vast amount of wealth that they've been accumulating all this time.
Oh, I hear the organ starting. I hear the organ player starting.
And
Big screen birds here.
Is that the
Ooh,
cast and
shout
pair
out
from the
to them.
violins playing?
And okay. Love guides. Let's try one more time. How are you? And thank you so much, Oz.
Can you hear me this time?
We
Yes.
can hear you this time.
Hey, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I think someone was wrong with my mic earlier or something. I'm not sure.
Damn you,
but, yeah.
Yahweh.
What's that?
Damn you, Yahweh.
Exactly. You got it. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys talking about this subject just because it's so divisive. Like, it's something that truly killed people because of their constant judgment and constant, like, telling people that they're living a horrible life, which causes them to kill themselves and things like that. Like, it's just disgusting to me, the level of depravity that they go to, and then tell other people that they're the horrible ones for their actions. So I appreciate you bringing this stuff up. It's awesome.
Witch trials all over again, just in a different form now.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like, thou protest too much. They always are obsessed with people's genitals, and it always ends up being the priests, the pastors. I'm not a fan of rabbis doing what they, what they do for Bibles. And so, okay. With that, I'm going to open it up to open conversation. As you can see me fiddling.
Back room is empty. We got them all in.
We got them all in, I think. Oh, jazz hands.
Oh, that's
Here we go. It's fun.
All right. If I may, I have a serious question. And Nick knows how serious I'm being. What happens if a male slave gets sexually assaulted? Does he have to do the same thing the female slave does? I mean, because that passage didn't seem to be clear.
I don't know.
Biblically speaking, no. The Bible is so one-sided, to the male side, and misogynistic. That no, men are treated completely different than women in the Bible.
They're treated like property, and most oftenly, unfortunately, like
men are like
cattle.
real people. Yeah.
Real
and probably
people.
discarded like old property too.
Oftentimes, the male slaves even get, like, they will separate out male and female animals to make sure, or I should say other animals, but they call them animals, just to make sure that the men go in front of the women. It's like, dude, just call it animals. You don't have to say like male and female deers. You have to.
No, Amy, it's a he ox and a she ox. Get it right.
Yep. And guys,
all oxes are he.
You know how I know that is because there's this really awesome fucking book that just came out. It's called The Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament by Dr. Joshua
Volume
Bowen.
1.
It's Volume 1. And what that means is there's going to be a fucking Volume 2.
Oz, can you send me the links for that? I'll put it up on the Atheist Frontier website.
Yep. I sure
Amazon
will.
links preferred. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I need. Yeah.
But I digress.
You can send it to me in Twitter later. That's fine.
Yep, I will.
You can also help Randolph's organization build the wall by donating to it.
Well, build it after I'm on the other side.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So far, we've not needed any donations. So, my philosophy is only ask for them if I need them. If I don't need them at this time, I think it's better not to ask, because then that way I don't inadvertently compete with somebody else who needs them. But I really greatly appreciate the sentiments. Thank you. Yeah.
For all I know,
the price of lumber has gone up, though.
Hey, Nick, are you wearing your
I'm not required to wear it on other people's streams. It's only on In Time, Oz. There's a lot about this that you really don't seem to understand.
Well, no, the way the picture was, at least on my phone, that I'm looking at, it looked like you were wearing your $949 jacket with no shirt on underneath it. But now I see you just have a T-shirt.
That would have been hot, I will say.
Yeah, you definitely get a lot more views that way.
By the way, if you ever go into Nick's stream, be sure to make all the solipsism jokes you can think of.
Yeah, because we really, because we need to improve the quality of the solipsism.
Did
What do
you
you mean
know that when
What do you mean
solipsists
we?
throw a party, everyone's invited?
Oh God. Titan, I have an updated list of a few bands I would like to go over with you on the mod list there for in time. So we'll have that discussion.
Are they all rubber
So-
bands,
so-
or do you got different kinds of bands, like headbands?
So, ladies and gentlemen, we just
There's now
learned that
3 new people
just-
on the list. There was 2 until Randolph
just-
opened his mouth.
we just don't overtalk me. Don't overtalk me. We just learned that Nick does not support freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Oh, I absolutely support freedom of speech, just not of everyone to speak. It's only certain people.
it's a selective support. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
All right, tyranny at its
making
best.
I just said in the chat, as my alter ego Titan Uranus, solipsist unite. So I just thought I'd tell myself that right now.
That's very well thought out. I must say so myself.
Yeah.
Titan
So earlier
Uranus.
today,
Me
does
myself.
anybody want to hear the story
Titan
about
solipsism.
Otangelo's Discord server?
Oh,
I've heard a few. I was
Oh, good
kind
God.
of involved, but
I
yeah.
heard something about a Discord server.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell
yeah.
me
Was
what
it
happened
Discord
there.
server?
This is kind of interesting.
he had it.
Well, he had
Okay.
one. I don't
Hold
think
on.
he's got it anymore.
No,
Yeah,
he deleted
Sinister.
it.
Sinister's got the answer.
What-
No,
What is
I'm
happening?
going to let him tell the story because this was a cybersecurity list of don't do this.
Otangelo added me to it. He sent me an invite link to a Discord server, right? And I get on there and he's arguing with some atheist, and then he started to lose the argument. So he's like, "How do I mute this guy? How do you?" And then that's when people realized that Otangelo had zero idea of what he was doing on his Discord. And somebody's like, "Dude, you need to like fix this before people start like changing things." Well, that
Well,
was
not
the
just
wrong
me.
thing to say because pretty soon things got changed.
Oh no.
What happened? You gave the user admin rights to somebody else?
Well, it looks like everybody
Everyone.
had them. Everybody
yeah,
who came in was
anybody
an
could
admin.
change. Yes. So somebody, I'm not saying who it was, made a rules channel and started putting rules like, rule number 1, there is no God. Rule number 2, don't mute people just because you're losing an argument. And then somebody changed the name of the rules to why theists don't have to obey rules. And then there were text channels popping up that said things like why atheists are the sexiest people around. Or
So just to put this in language that everybody here can understand, he created a Discord and made everybody God.
right?
Makes sense.
So
Now, I want to hold on. Let's pause right here. So let's take a moment. Let's think about this.
yeah.
This is a guy. I'm not even gonna call him a gentleman because I have no respect for him. But this is a guy that goes all over the YouTubes and all over the internets and claims to know that he has evidence that a God exists. Right? He has this insight that God exists, and he is so intelligent and so brilliant and so bright that he can demonstrate it to you through like the Shroud of Turin and shit about like protein shakes and other ways to do that. Yet he's a computer programmer by profession,
Oh, he
but
is.
doesn't know how to use goddamn motherfucking Discord and lock that shit up to where he's the only motherfucker that knows how to run the shit, right? So guess what? Again, Otangelo, we all call bullshit. You're a dishonest motherfucker.
All right.
I think this whole
Yeah.
incident demonstrates that point quite well. My hope, I would add to this, would be that whoever did take it over, once you've had your fun, maybe hand the reins back to Otangelo and help him get things going.
Well, I was trying.
If he was not so dishonest, and disrespectful, especially with those that have come out of religion, with the abuses and the trauma and the way he treats that, I would agree. And Randolph, I would agree with that. But as reckless as he is and disrespectful as he is with that, whoever took the reins don't ever give that shit back to him.
So
it's deleted now. It's gone.
Here's where Oz and I have a minor disagreement, but that's okay. We're it's fine.
Well, somebody in the chat was saying, okay, let's stop changing his stuff around. As funny as this is, it's his server. Let's respect that. And I was like, okay, I will stop changing things if you unban and unmute the suppressive person, this guy that you muted just because you were losing an argument to him. And then somebody started making other rooms, and they changed the name of the chat to Solstice Chat and started putting everybody in their own individual room by themselves.
When did this happen? Was this yesterday? Today?
This was earlier today.
I have no idea who did this Solstice Chat.
I put the link in a bunch of other Discords, hoping that somebody maybe Titan could help Otangelo get things under control. So
I'm going to interrupt you because I was going to say this. So, an advertisement. Thank you to our mods, including the ones on Discord. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Math Pig and tightening my anus so tightly that the Discord came out the other side.
Not tight enough,
good channel. That's right. And if you would like to join our Discord, you can find the link pinned, I would say below. I think it's more to the side, but picky. And okay, done advertisement. Love you, mods, admins, and all the people, and our viewers.
Make a sweet savor. Sweet savor.
I also want to, just a warning for everybody who decides to try to use Discord. Try to figure out how to change the settings on who can edit things before you start inviting strangers into your rooms.
Better yet, have the rules set up before you invite people in and make sure the everyone rule does not have all
Don't
permissions.
make the atheist God.
Right. Because I actually invited people and didn't have my permissions set properly, but thankfully they were cool people and told me how to fix it.
Well,
and you can also do this. I don't consider myself to be a very smart man, and knowing that, I talked to a couple people like Titan Uranus and Grumps, and I was like, you know what, I'm pretty dumb.
I realize he gets money every time you say his name, right?
Titan Uranus.
You're gonna make him rich, aren't
yes.
you, Oz?
I am. He and Dr. Josh. My life goal is to make both of them rich. But
some of the videos I've seen, they say his name a lot, but he's not involved.
But I told both of them, I was like, no, you guys do what you do because I'm dumb as a box of rocks, and if I set it up, it's going to be an Otangelo nightmare where I have everybody thinking that they're God, like Nick said, like everybody here is God and they get to set the rules. So I didn't do that. Like I used common sense, I used logic, and I used reason. Ooh, big words. And I trusted the people that know how to do it better to do what the fuck they do.
So you relied on God. As Darth Dawkins would say, you relied on God to use logic and reason to set up your Discord.
Oh God, there we go.
Stop it, James.
Otangelo said,
okay, hold on. It's not just that everyone thought they were God. Everyone was God.
Yes.
And don't make the atheists God. They have no experience in the matter. That's just a bad idea. Now, of course, that's why nobody was murdered, admittedly, because you picked the atheist to be God. If you had some Old Testament style gods, we would have had a bigger problem.
I don't like that axe.
Hold on.
That's a non-religious look to me.
Hold on, I hear something. Is that reindeer? Is that reindeer on my roof? It's only June. Oh no, that's Randolph's keyboard. It's Randolph's keyboard.
Oh, sorry. I should be first.
I would like to point out that I believe if I don't play God, who will?
Right.
True. Because there's no God.
Yeah, well, better in your hands than others too. I mean, it's like if you have a choice, between yourself, who you trust, and other people you don't, I say assume the mantle. But that's just me.
You guys are making some good cases for Satanism. Because in Satanism, you are your own God. Everybody is their own God.
But yeah, if you're going to set up a Discord server, first off, don't go to all the atheist servers or people you don't like and just argue with them, because then invite them back in, because my run-ins with Otangelo were just him conflating God of the Gap, everything with God of the Gaps, and then trying to like quote what he said were peer-reviewed sources, which turned out to be a library of articles from his own.
we have talked about this so often on here. And Tangelo, we love you. You're always invited on here. But he quotes, he'd be like, I'm not quoting myself. I take you to the forum, and then you can see the 1970s article for yourself. And it's like, I know, but it's really just you. It's really just your forum. It seems like science is awesome, and this is a realjournal.com.
The science journal, theonion.com. It's a prestigious science journal, theonion.com.
Well, he sent me one. He sent me one that had several problems. First of all, it's just okay. Here's a science one. It was written by an editor. The title and the tagline said what he said they did, but none of the actual article said it. The article avoided. The tagline was written by somebody else and had nothing to do with the article. It's like, no, it's in the tagline. I was like, what's that got to do with that? This is the first time I've heard argumentum and tagline. Sorry, what?
That is not quote mine. That is not special pleading.
Doesn't even match the abstract, does it?
The best one, and I wish I could remember whose stream it was on. I don't remember it now, but you guys probably or may have seen it. But he came with this paper, and there was a guy on there that I'd never heard of, that had his education and his professional background was in the exact field that Otangelo was quoting from, right? And knew the paper, and Otangelo was ripping through it, and the guy was like, whoa, like all you did was cover like the first third of the paper. Do you realize that the same paper at the end of it absolutely dismantles everything that you just talked about? And he was like, oh no, did his thing.
Wait, he's disagreeing with the author.
Yes.
Oh,
of course he is.
Well, what makes you think you know what's in a paper just because you wrote it, Nick?
Yeah.
What are you, some kind of writer?
Your paper does not say that. Yeah, okay. Okay.
That must have been an interesting experience for that author.
Yeah, the guy called him out. He was like, "No, what you're doing is you're taking the first part where they're giving your argument to then later debunk it. So you took the first part of that and read it off as if as the person that published this was agreeing with you, but they're not, because if you go back to the latter part of that paper, that report, it dispels and debunks everything you're talking about. So that tells all of us that you're being dishonest, and you didn't even read the whole entire paper. You just read what mattered to you and what you thought fit your argument. Hello, Christians. That's what you do with the Bible too.
If anybody knows or has a link to what Oz just described, I would be very interested in seeing it. So either drop it or DM me or do something. But I would like to see this.
I'm interested too.
I have a link to a PHP board.
Thank you, Oz.
Yeah, because my jaw, because I'm sitting on my patio right now. I'm looking at my through my sliding glass window. I remember I'm looking at my dining room table. I remember where I was sitting when this guy stopped him, mid conversation. He was like, "No, man, this is and I'm paraphrasing. I'm ghetto, so he doesn't talk the way I do. But he was like, "No, man, that's not what that paper says. You have 100% taken that to fit your argument. That's not what that paper says." And I remember sitting in that chair. I was like, "Oh shit."
Okay.
Well, John Maddox does that kind of stuff sometimes as well, doesn't he?
I have a question about Otangelo for those who have dealt with him. Does he often confuse words that have similar meanings and think they mean the same thing, like multiverse and universe?
After we explain
it could be an issue of it, English not being his first language.
I don't think he's got those mixed up though.
No, it could just be that
I have evidence of that.
Yeah,
really?
Corpus has evidence of that.
Okay, I stand down here.
Randolph, come to the In Time Discord, and you'll have whatever you need.
I'm sure he probably doesn't really know the difference between some terms, but also With him not being a native English speaker, I don't want to be too uncharitable if he mixes up words.
Yeah,
I tend to agree with you, but we then defined the terms and then explained them, and he continued to conflate the two. And I said, you need to realize that by at least in the context that we're using it, there is a larger multiverse or larger cosmos, and then inside it would be other universes in this. And so, do you understand? He said, yes. So you say that the universe is inside this larger thing, and there are many other universes. I said,
I have
bingo.
seen him do that. Yeah, he does do that. Yeah.
And then he just went ahead and then he said, okay, so, and then I said, and you realize that right now, at least as we understand it, time began to exist in this universe shortly after it was created. It didn't exist before, so there was no such thing as time before. Now, we don't know how this happened, but we're pretty sure that's how it happened. You understand that? He said, yes. I said, okay. That would suggest then that in this larger cosmos or multiverse, there's no such thing as time, and may not even be causality in any sense that we understand it, because there's no such, we don't know. We just don't know. I said, okay, so, but since we know that there's causality everywhere, I said, what do you mean everywhere? He goes, it's in the universe. It's everywhere in the universe. I was like, that's, it just makes more arguments for the universe. It's just like, we've seeded that in the universe, there's causality. What about outside the universe? There's nothing outside the universe.
No, and that's why I'm telling as many people as I can to go watch. Was it 2 weeks ago now? When Tom Rabbit, obviously Darth, the Darths and the Otangelos and the Batmans, like they're not going anywhere. They literally get off on this shit. Like they bust nuts by getting on here and doing this shit, right? But sorry for the train, but
do you happen to live in a certain Midwest city?
I am in the Midwest, yes. God damn it!
Well, it can't be the same one, right? Hear it.
There's some of the trains that go by, like you barely hear them. Other ones, like that one, is just fucking obnoxious. But Tom Rabbit was it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and and Darth gave him his typical bullshit fucking spiel, and Tom Rabbit fucking it's on my soundboard now. I use it. It's on my soundboard. And Darth asked him his normal question, and Tom said, "Well, let's do this. Let's do an internal critique, and under or based on your light and how you see this argument, I'm going to make my argument, based on an internal critique." And he said, "All right, if God was real, I would know that God is real. I do not know that God is real. Therefore, God is not real." And he paused, and which is exactly what he should have done. Like pause and let him run, right? And that was probably the most disjointed, discombobulated, disoriented anything that I've heard Darth so far. Because
wait, what?
He fucked, because it's reverse precept. If God were real, I would know that God was real. I do not know that God is real. Therefore, God is not real.
I was just confused because you were saying it's like this didn't make any sense from Darth, and it's the first time you've heard that. It's like, with my limited time of having been unfortunately acquainted with him, I've never heard anything from him that doesn't make me want to smack him.
Oh, not from him. No.
I heard actually, no. Darth did say something that I agreed with 100%. I never thought it would happen.
Want to smack him.
Right, but he was arguing. He was arguing with Otangelo, and he told Otangelo that the Kalam cosmological argument does not get you to God. Correct. And he's right.
Well.
Gets you to a deistic God, or can.
No,
the Kalam and the Kalam can get you, depending on who is arguing for the Kalam. The Kalam can very, very well get you to a general theistic position.
It needs a lot more than just the basic.
William Lane Craig does, but William Lane Craig's argument is just so weird. But I mean, Oz is right. It's just that William Lane Craig sneaks it in like almost like he's sneezing. It's like there may be a cause. This may be a cause that is eternal and da 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 da, and it's a guy and it's Jesus and blah blah blah. You're like, excuse me?
William Lane Craig.
You're like, yeah, on that last
switches-
part, I think you snuck in.
Dr. William Lane Craig switches a lot of words around, and I find him to be extremely disrespectful toward atheists and atheists. He's just, every time he mentions atheism, you hear a chuckle in his voice, like he thinks it's funny, and it's just like the disrespect that comes from him, I find I don't like it, and I think it's totally unnecessary.
Yeah, and I've seen, and this does not mean that the Kalam will get me or anyone else, as part of this panel right now. Doesn't mean it will get us to believe in a general theist position, but there are Christians and Muslims that use the Kalam effectively to get people to lead people to a general theistic belief. Then what they do, once they get them there, then they start to drill down to their specific doctrines, theologies, and those things. But the first thing they have to do is open them up to the thought, or at least the idea, that there is that there is that necessary being.
Does anyone else have the effect of falling asleep when they hear William Lane Craig's voice?
Yeah.
I can't stand William Lane Craig.
Yeah,
Think it
there
turns
is something
Amy
about
on.
him that bugs. Yeah, there's something about him that is, and I do think I think Randolph may have put his finger on it. There's a level of contempt that makes it difficult to listen to him, and it's just oozing.
Yeah, I can listen, and I'm not even a big fan of Turek, but I will listen to Turek in a debate all day before I listen to William Lane Craig, all day long.
Turek definitely has a happier tone.
Yeah.
Just want to put this out there. If Kent Hovind ever watches this, I would like to talk to you about your understanding of computers sometime.
I just found out that a good friend of mine was a victim of Kent Hovind.
I don't want to talk to him about evolution. I just want to talk to him about his understanding of computers.
Yeah.
What kind of victim?
His mom, his parents homeschooled him and put him through Kent's program.
He's like creationist boot camp or whatever he's got going on.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about
that sexual abuse or anything.
Hey, let me tell you about that arc. Let me tell you about that arc, boy. Let me tell you about that arc.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach him science, like in a way where where I don't get too much pushback. I kind of try to sneak it in a little bit and get him to kind of understand it.
Teach science on the down low.
Yeah, Hovind is one of the greatest frauds of the Christian online community, or whatever you want to fucking call that. Yeah, he's one of the biggest frauds.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the thing that Oz mentions, I think this is worth noting, because they do. I think for people who haven't seen it before, they think okay, and then they jump to now. There's a very planned and methodical way. Once you're to deism, it's an interesting strategy. Once you're to deism, which I think Oz is correct, that's sort of the new goal. Get you to deism. Once you're to deism, then the next step is, well, gee, if there were a higher power, wouldn't that power want you to know about it? And you say, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right, so how would it do it? Well, it must reveal itself in some way. There must be some evidence somewhere, right? And then they go to, maybe, it made this book that you see here. And then they go to that.
Well, and I'll tell you, I can tell you this, and he and I have talked about it even publicly a couple of times, so I have no problem talking about it here. But with my buddy that was an atheist and now is a Muslim, this is exactly what the pathway looked like. It was many conversations to do with philosophy and really drilling down to the Kalam argument. And the Kalam was, just hammered, absolutely hammered, to get to the point where, okay, not for me, but for this person, based on those, now that we've went through all those, and I can concede and say all of those things, I see as a possibility or a legitimate argument, then it shifts to go from the kalam to, okay, now we have Christianity, we have Islam, we have Buddhism, and then they start to attack the doctrines and the theologies of the different religions, right? And I do have to, not just based on my friends' experience, but now my further studies since all of that happened into it, they have perfected it, so to speak, way more than the Christians have. They have made it a they've made it something that the Christians have, as far as, okay, we're going to get here. So before I ever ask you to dedicate your life to a God and dedicate your life to a Savior or anything like that, we're first going to get you just to the point where you believe that there's a necessary being that you need to understand is the source of the foundation of your very life and your family's lives. And they do that. Then they start to, quote unquote, whittle away at the doctrines and the theologies of the other religions. And really, when you're talking about that, it goes down, you get down to where it's Islam and Judaism, right? Then they just attack Jesus, the character Jesus, that he's just a prophet. And they wreck that to the point where it's like, okay, if that's the case, and Jesus was not Son of God, he's not part of a Trinity, because they love to destroy the Trinity, and they actually do a good job.
That's how
of
they
doing it.
invalidate Christianity.
Yeah, and they do a great job of fucking up the Trinity. So if you're someone that's not checking facts and doing your research, and you are malleable, malleable at that point, it can be dangerous. It can be they do a great job of using the kalam to lead you to that belief and that faith.
Why?
It's really easy if you follow a process of elimination. It's really easy if you pick one religion and then destroy all the others, because they're all bullshit. So if you pick one and don't examine it too critically, and then you can easily disprove all the others.
Of course, yeah.
Just one question with this whole thing. Why would I assume that any higher power would want me to know about it?
And if I can bounce off what Oz just said, what they do really hard is they basically explain their argument, and if you offer a counter to it, just like the presuppositionalists, they generally go, no, let me re-explain it again. And they kind of do this over and over and over and over until they just want you to admit you need this final, ultimate thing. They also switch between being and being. Like, generally speaking, what most theists mean is they mean being, like a being, like I am going to shoot that being in front of me. But what they start at is this just being, like anything just is.
Something that
anything just is. And so what they do is they transition that. They go, I just mean just something that is. The first is the cause, the ultimate cause thing. And then they go from that being is a being. It's a being, and obviously beings are minds. And so we just have this nebulous being in this mind, and then this nebulous being in this mind becomes Islam or Christianity. Or
each step is just so small on the way.
Yeah.
You're not conceding a whole lot at each step, but at the end of the discussion, you've actually conceded a whole lot.
But it's it's the whole point.
The part where they lose me, though, because I can say, well, the universe either had a cause or it didn't. Okay, so we'll just say it had a cause. It was either something caused it or nothing caused it, or it's always internal. Let's just say something caused it. The problem for me is, how do you get from something, some type of cause, to something that has a consciousness, a will, and a mind? Like, that's the part.
And I just want to say another game that they play is it's a language game. They want you to admit everything has to be created, and then they want to say, well, this God is the uncreated thing. So now that we have everything that is created,
Special pleading, yeah.
and you've admitted it, now you have this. But it's like, but that thing would need a cause. We just agreed.
And now it's a creator.
Well, I was happy to grant
Mark-
that to Angelo, actually, but that's where we got into this problem. I said, okay, so there's going to be something eternal that it's exempt from this, right? But yes, so eternal would be timeless, right? Yes. Okay, so you got the cosmos. He goes, oh, yes, but after the Big Bang, the cosmos had time. That's the universe, you son of a... We just covered
and
it!
so, yes, so then he is confusing local for a larger scope, what the multiverse would be.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's by purpose or by design, or if that's just accidental.
Marshall, what they would say to that is that, well, you have consciousness, right? So something that you came from would have to have all those properties that you have. So you have consciousness, so therefore whatever caused you must also have consciousness, right? It can't cause you if it doesn't have consciousness. Where did the consciousness come from? It had to come from somewhere, right? There you go.
But I remember, actually, I saw a video on that where they were talking about how like a red pencil can make a red line, but you can't make draw a rainbow with a red colored pencil. So everything that creates something has to have some of that
property
in it.
already.
But wait a minute, that means that God is evil then. There couldn't, you know what I mean? God has to be evil for evil to exist. God has to be gay for gay people to exist.
He says right.
Yeah.
He says right in the book of Isaiah, he creates evil.
And Marshall, my argument, current argument on that is if the omni characteristics of this supposed God are true and are accurate, that means yes. When we say it all the time, all knowing, all loving, all powerful, everything. But even what would I guess, and no pun intended, but would trump that is he is perfect. He is perfect in all of his ways, right? And perfection is all he knows. Perfection is all he understands. That would therefore mean that perfection is all that he can breed, right? Perfection is all that he can create and procreate. So if that's the case, if all he knows is and was perfection, how did we get to sin? How did we get to evil? In their lenses, how did we get there? Because that doesn't logically follow.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to finish your argument.
A perfect being can't desire. A desire is because you have a lack of something. Because you can't have goals if you're perfect. You can't have a desire to create if you're already perfect.
But why can't a perfect being create something imperfect? Well, I've never gotten that one. That logic does not follow. If they're perfect, they can certainly create imperfect things.
But no, if all you know is perfection, you've never experienced imperfection. You don't know what imperfection is. It's never been presented to you. You've never seen it, tasted it, felt it, measured it, tested it. Like it does not exist. How do you, if you're an all perfect being, create something that is less than perfect?
Well, the problem is there's an easy way around that, which is we're not less than perfect necessarily. We are by our own standards, but we are exactly as he intended us to be. So we are perfect for him by his design, which is complete and utter horseshit. Please don't come after me for that. I'm just saying.
But I would still push back on that because if yeah, absolutely. But if we were made in his image, which is perfection, is all of these traits. But then in the New Testament, it is, well, anything and everything you do is as filthy rags, and you don't deserve this, and you don't deserve this, and you don't deserve this. Why? Because you were in such a sinful, disgusting nature as a human being. How did we get that far on the totem pole, or I'm sorry, that low on the totem pole when the creator that created me, according to them, only knew perfection?
Well, I mean, it's to tell you the truth. For me, that's very close to the logical problem of evil, which I think is usually poorly understood, even by atheists. And in my view, I mean, when I first I knew what it was for a very long time. Of course, I was very dismissive of it, and then finally somebody's like, "Okay, I think you're missing. You're missing. If you're dismissing it, you're missing something." I was just like, "No, it's this little thing."
So let's take to try to. And maybe this is a better explanation. We as humans, if we procreate, I had 4 children with my ex-wife, and then now I have 2 stepkids. And when we had our kids as humans, we procreated with other humans. Guess what we had?
Monsters.
Some days.
Sorry.
Some days. But we had humans. We had other humans, right? That carry our DNA and all that, and we are imperfect as humans, whether there was a God or no God. We are flawed. But if a all perfect, you have to like look it up and concentrate on the word perfect. You have to look at that. If you are a perfect creator, a perfect God, a perfect being, you cannot create something that is not what you are. Like, that's what he is. What he is perfect and all loving and all knowing. You cannot create something outside of yourself.
Or that you don't know. If you're perfect, how would you know or even comprehend imperfection?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't get it. Mess up and eat it either.
And that's it's roughly the same problem with the problem of evil.
And Nick, I agree. And I think that's the way I've presented the argument, or maybe that's my argument. I don't know. I don't care really, but is when we drill down to it, if dogs breed dogs and humans breed humans and cats breed cats and lions breed lions, and we understand what happens when those mammals breed. If the God is following the same logic that these Christians say that he laid out, perfection cannot breed imperfection.
What's funny is that evolution actually requires imperfection to happen. If you have a perfectly reproducing organism, it's going to stay exactly the same.
Oh, I agree.
It also needs the you can't say evil because it's not evil, it's just the nature, but what appears to be evil, the random death, so that even if you have the most perfect organism ever evolved, there is a chance it could be cut down by a lightning strike if you don't have some random shit that just could kill anybody at any time. Evolution wouldn't work.
Evolution really doesn't care about perfection. It's just about making things able to survive in their environment. Perfection, that's kind of a subjective term.
Right, but the replication process has to be imperfect for it to even happen. If the replication process was...
That's how,
exactly.
The mutations, right.
And all right, guys, give me just 1 second. We're gonna go into outros. It has been a fantastic, fun night. We went through 2 very heart-wrenching, wisdom-filled chapters of the Bible.
Hard-hitting, Amy. They hit close to home, huh? God's hitting you below the belt with that one.
Well, I will say, like I said, there was some good stuff in there tonight, and yet just in there was just so much death and destruction because of a single passage.
Peppered
just
with
amazing.
With horribleness.
Amen.
Gay men. Gay men. Amen.
Ooh, now we're talking.
It's getting spicy.
It's getting spicy, and
It's Pride Month. It's Pride Month. So yeah, we love all our LGBT subscribers and viewers and participants.
Woo-hoo. And way more than Yahweh does.
Except
Oh,
for
we
when
actually
you
love
switch.
you.
It's Yahweh or the highway,
Yes,
That is
exactly.
terrible.
but not the freeway. They're not into freedom.
What were you going to say, Porpoise?
Oh, I was sorry. It was something stupid.
Okay. No, you're good. As long as you are okay, as long as everyone's happy, I'm happy. Okay.
Stupid? That
And
sounds like
we
character
are-
freedom.
With that, we are moving into our
Our super straight mimes.
so straight they transcend straightness. And with that, we have had a fun time tonight, everyone. We are handing it off to Randolph to start us for the night. Thank you so much for being here, Randolph. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts I'll start with is that I think that there's just too many strange rules, a lot of specificity that sometimes seems out of the blue. And again, I think that the whole chapter should have just been about consent, respecting consent with people. It would have been a lot shorter. And then talking on perhaps a little bit about the consequences of sexual activity, pregnancy, diseases, things like that, and cleanliness habits. These kinds of things would have been a lot more useful. And I don't think it's unreasonable to presume that an all-knowing deity would have no difficulty at all making sure this got onto those pages. So it's just bizarre to me. So yeah, this Bible study is very informative. Thank you very much for hosting it. For people who want to find out more about me, my YouTube channel is Randolph Richardson. It's Randolf Richardson. You'll find that it's also a custom URL. You can go to www.youtube.com/Randolph Richardson. The Canadian Atheist is an organization that I started a few years ago to advocate for freedom and for atheists and atheism, to push back against vilification and stigmatization of atheism. And you can find out more at www.canadianatheists.ca. One of our campaigns is the Normalize Atheism campaign. A special shout out goes to Oz with Tang or Tart. It used to be known as Tart, at www.tart.live, because they've been tremendously supportive in promoting this campaign, and we are so grateful for it. Thank you so much, Oz, and everybody at the Atheist Network group, Tang. You can find out more about this campaign at www.normalizeatheism.ca. And in the future, Neil, the 604 Atheist, who Amy was just on his deconversion stories show recently.
It was awesome.
Wonderful episode. Yeah, that was fantastic, and the after party too. That was Neil and I will be co-hosting an atheism call-in program called True North Talk. You can find out more about this at www.truenorthtalk.ca. The studio is currently under construction. It is not fully built yet. I'm going to be finishing off the roof soon once the weather's nice, because it's more fun to take things down in the rain than it is to build them. So thank you very much, Amy, for having everybody on, and thank you to everybody in the audience for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Good night to everybody. Thank you.
Love you, Randolph.
Love you too.
Thank you very much. It's really nice. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Randolph. And all right, thank you for getting the line started. And then I'm moving it down to Nick. Nick, we have been getting our Leviticus on. I hope you had a good time tonight. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
My final I had a marvelous time, as always. I very much enjoy hanging out here. It's always lots of really intelligent people with wonderful things to say. Oz shows up on occasion too. And I love you, Oz. I had to. So we let's see. You can find me on In Time. I have it's a news, politics, and culture show. We talk about. We often talk about atheism. We also talk about, civics. How does the U.S. Constitution work? We cover the various any sort of serious breaking news events, such as the riots, stuff like that. We usually cover that. We cover the inauguration, what are the riots on the 6th, and good interviews we've had on Carrier. We had on Neil recently, and Neil is now coming in. We've been doing kind of an after show hang on Fridays, Friday evenings, and that's been fun. Neil's been there. I think we're going to have Nate on. We are absolutely going to beg and plead to see if Oz will come on, and we will waive the $400 suit requirement for Oz, so long as he recognizes it's $400. And that's it. So you can find me there, and I hope you guys will check it out. But in the meantime, you can also find me here pretty often because I enjoy being here. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so very much, Nick.
Oz is usually wearing something like $600-700 at least. I mean, $400 is a little low end for Oz.
I would just like to say that Nick's show is quite informative. I've enjoyed the ones I've tuned into, especially when he covered the politics on January 6th. There's a lot of really interesting things, and his perspective and explaining how the system works, I find is a lot better than a lot of the news programs out there because they just do sound bites. Nick explains how things actually work. It's very knowledgeable. So thank you for that, Nick.
I appreciate that very much. We also do we actually have just a Rolodex tool of people that we can call in a crisis situation. They'll come on stream and help us cover these things to educate. It's an educational show. And we also don't we assume a non-American audience. I mean, we're talking usually to American audience, but we also realize that not everyone understands American politics or what's going on. So we start from the ground up and say, this is how it works. This is what you're seeing. So, but I thank you, Randolph. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so very much. And as you say, sometimes you even get the news faster than the news.
We beat the biggest one, and we did another. Oh Jesus, we did another scoop. I forget what it was. There was a shooting, and I think we had covered it before any U.S. news source covered the attack on the Iraqi Green Zone. We were live with coverage of it before. We were aware of it before any news in the U.S. had started covering it. By the time we started, Fox was the only other ones that had beaten us. Believe it or not, we beat MSNBC, CNN, ABC. And all of them, and we also beat them with a conclusion on what downed the Ukrainian airplane. We had on an anti-aircraft specialist to discuss exactly what he'd be looking for to find out what downed it. And we took a look at it. We said we're going to call it. It was a friendly fire incident. And sure enough, 48 hours later. But so thank you. We have a lot of people, and they're on our Discord, and hopefully maybe someone can drop a link to that. But on our Discord, we process the news. And we have a lot of people, especially international people, who give us a heads up if they catch anything before it's public. And we use social media a lot, so we're able to, and we're nimble, we're small, so we are able to scoop the national media more than once. And we've been very proud of that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so very much, Nick. And okay, we're moving along. Oz, the Atheist Roundtable and Network Group, I'm pressing buttons, doing magic, or technology, as we call it. I hope you had a good time. Where can people find you? Are there any books out there that you've been reading lately? And what are your final thoughts?
I'm reading a great book right now. It is the Atheist Handbook. Nick, pardon me.
Oh, I thought I was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, pardon me.
I'm not muted?
Pardon me.
Sorry, am I muted?
Pardon me.
I guess that means I'm not muted.
Pardon me.
Let me mute.
Pardon me. Yeah, please, you should. Yes.
All right, I should be muted now.
Yeah, you should be.
Okay, great. Please continue.
Somebody server mute this guy.
Let me stop you.
Server mute this guy.
Over talk him one more time.
So there is a great book out right now that I'm reading. It is the Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament by Dr. Joshua Bowen, Volume 1. And if all of you know what that means, there's a Volume 2 coming very soon. So yeah, go buy that. It's great. I am reading it as much as I can at a first grade level. Reading as fast as I can. But but as far as what's going on, first and foremost, no, I would love to do a college show with Nick. I think that would be a riot. I think we have great, serious conversations, but for the trolls, I love it when trolls call. So I think we could have a very balanced call-in show when it comes to that. But as far as where you can find, not just myself, but the rest of our team, we have too many people that contribute to our channel for me to ever say it's just me. Go to tart.live, and then on the YouTubes, you can search either the Atheist Network group or the Atheist Roundtable. It's going to pull up the same thing either way. And we have at least one show every single day of the week, and we have a couple more coming up here soon. We've added some more people to the lineup, and the last 2 or 3 things I'll plug real quick. On the 16th, if you are in the Midwest, not the 16th, sorry, the 19th of June, if you're in the Midwest and you want to be part of one of the first Tang just meetups, like we're getting the atheists, the God-hating, sin-loving, devil-worshipping atheists together here in the Midwest. We're going to be doing that 6 p.m. This coming Saturday. And
Extra blasphemy. Extra blasphemy.
Absolutely. When we order shots, that night at the bar, it's going to be extra blasphemy, and with a little dollop, just a little dollop of Jesus blood, just a little dollop.
A blasphemy party, wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. So we have that, and then on the 18th of July. Myself and Biddy Buddha are going to be discussing the satanic panic. And if you are a former believer, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And there's only one special guest that we could have to come on and talk to us or talk with us about that. And that is the one and only Seth Andrews, to come on and talk about the satanic panic. So we're going to do that. And then we made it official today. We had to move our dates back for our big event for the fall. We wanted like into August or early September, but we want probably one of my favorite human beings that I've ever met, Dave Warnock, to be a part of it. And because of his travel schedule, we had to push it back. We didn't have to. We did. We didn't have to. We did it because we wanted him to be a part of it. We pushed it back to I want to say it's October 9th and 10th is what we pushed it back to. We're going to have our first in-person event, and we have, so far, we have Dave, we have Dr. Josh, we have Seth Andrews, we have, I'm missing some right now, David Smalley, and I know there's 2 more I'm missing right now. I can't think of the top of my mind, but we'll have the details out. And if you guys want to attend that, it'll be in Fort Wayne, and we'll have tickets available and all that. It's going to be a real deal event with the speakers and debates. T-Jump's going to be there. Debates, after parties, all that. It's going to be the real fucking deal. So that's it.
Woohoo! Thank you so very much, Oz. And that's right. You can find Dr. Josh's book on Amazon, and you can find Tart right here on the YouTube community, the Atheist Roundtable, and Tang, the Atheist Network group, at YouTube and at Tart.live. And all right, thank you. Woohoo! Thank you so very much, Oz. And all right, just a few more misfits left. Okay, don't want to trigger our pagan friends. Yeah, but Marshall, we have been having fun. We have been having a Skeptic Bible study. We're past knee deep now. We're basically waist, if not neck deep, in Leviticus. Hope you had a good time. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
Well, you can find me on Discord or on my YouTube, but it's just Marshall Farron. Still don't have any content yet. I'm gonna be doing a debate tomorrow night if If my family situation doesn't require me to cancel, I'm going to be doing a debate tomorrow night with Standing for Truth on evolution. So it's going to be on his channel. You want to check that out. If there's any Bible believers who have made it this far without shutting your computers off to go pray for us, I just want to ask you, be honest with yourself. Do you really go to this book to find the difference between right and wrong? Do you really look into Leviticus and all these other things, these rules, and see if you're doing the right thing, or do you already kind of know the difference between right and wrong, and then you use that knowledge to try to make the text fit what you already know is right and wrong? Did you get your idea that owning people wasn't a good thing from a plain reading of the Old Testament? Because I can't find that anywhere in there. And if you're already going to do that, then why not just let go of the other things that if you really care about people, you can see that discriminating against people for their sexuality is not a thing a decent human being would do. So I just don't understand why people. I kind of do, but it's just a bunch of old rules, and I think you know the difference between right and wrong. Even if you're a Christian, you say that God wrote it on your heart or whatever. Yeah, just that's things like I don't know. I just have a problem with systems of thought control. Some of them are more insidious than others. Whether it's trying to base all your beliefs off of an old book, or whether it's taking orders from some pope or some prophet or whatever. It's just think for yourselves, guys. That's all I ask.
Amen. And woohoo! Thank you so very much, Marshall. And all right.
Follow Amy's orders. Amy will tell you how to think and what to think.
Baby.
Okay, right.
And I normally charge money for that, but I'm just going to do it for free. And all right. Thank you so very much, Marshall. And the sinister porpoise. We have been having a fun time skeptic Bible studying. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts of the night?
Are you on mute?
Oh.
Mute? I can't hear you.
It's okay. Pulling in Amy.
I did have a YouTube channel. Currently, everything's privated for good reasons I don't need to go into here. And of course, my main reason for getting to YouTube is because someone pissed me off, and the correct response to that is to don a flapper hat and mock him for about a year. His name has been mentioned in the private chat here. I don't need to bring it up because, honestly, who cares? And I don't want to give him more attention. Don't worry. I probably can't build on what the previous person said, but remember, everyone, just be excellent to each other. And so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Thank you.
I always like that slogan at the end.
Ramen. I know it's the Dolphins. They knew the whole time, and now they're just ready to take
Miami
off.
Dolphins, Amy? Yeah.
Yes, the Miami Dolphins. Exactly.
It's good meeting you, Porpoise. I think this is the first time we've been on stream together.
Yeah, it's our first time I've seen one.
I've been on Porpoise's show. She interviewed me, and we talked about atheism and other topics. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was still focused on that one individual, but
I love your hat, so there's always that.
Yeah.
And okay, thank you so very much, Sinister. And we are moving down. James, land that plane for us. The keys are in your hands.
Well, thanks, guys, for coming on. This was a great Bible study. We got some really hard-hitting moral guidance from the Bible tonight. A few positive things peppered, just a little bit peppered with some terrible things, but that's pretty much been part of the course so far. But we're back. So thanks everybody for coming on and being a part of this. And yeah, what everybody else said, just try not to be an asshole. There's enough of them out there already. Have a good night, guys.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, you
Say good night,
think that
Gizmo.
was all we needed, right?
Gizmo.
All right.
Yeah, Gizmo is happy to say bye.
Gizmo's happy to be here.
Gizmo's happy, yeah. He doesn't discriminate. He's not an asshole. He'll meow at anybody.
That's why it was like that. All right. I hope you all had fun on this night's episode of our Skeptic Bible Study. God, sex laws, and rules to live by, where we talked about who we can get down and dirty with, along with a giant mixed bag of rules, because why not? Everyone loves rules.
Sweet, savory rules.
Sweet, savory rules. Might kill few thousands, millions of people. It'll be fine. They'll be fine. Witches, gays, who's checking?
And remember, if somebody rapes your slave, don't kill her. Just beat the crap out of her. And then the guy does a sacrifice. Do not kill her.
Just do a sacrifice. Exactly.
Yeah, he does a sacrifice, but just give her a good beating, and that's all you need to do.
He has a good shot at getting into college football. Does that make it better?
And remember, the all-powerful, all-loving creator of the entire cosmos cares where you put your penis.
That's right.
Yes.
Very much
He does
so.
not want to see it going inside of anyone with the same gender issue. Not their mouth, not their rectum, not their nose.
Or shellfish. But yes,
that too.
But that too. But I want to thank my co-host, James W., with our guests, Nick Randolph, the Sinister Porpoise Love Guides, Marshall, and Oz, along with our viewers, the people in chat, and
apparently
our
tonight,
mods.
Gizmo and Moonlight.
And Gizmo and Moonlight, I know, the true overlord.
Making cameos tonight.
And our mods who make this stream so great. If you want to support the show and make more fun content, check out our
More
Patreon.
sodomy, more blasphemy, more of it all.
On a good Pride Month, right? At patreon.com/Amy Newman. I'm Amy Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z.
Good night, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one.